everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Talks on this Friday evening. Nice to see you all. Wow, it's been one hell of a week, hasn't it? The drama on Twitter, the celebrations, and all of the other stuff that came with it. Jodie Whittaker trending again, 4,000 tweets, by the way. The desperation is unbelievable, but there you go. Here's the thing. There seems to be an organization from these Whittaker fans. They're trying so desperately to validate Jodie Whittaker's doctor that they've already rigged one poll. And to remind everybody, it wasn't the first poll that they actually tried to rig. I had a poll myself which got over 900 votes. I asked after the Timeless Children. I never seen this poll being put up, so I put up a poll. I asked who was the first incarnation of the Doctor. I put the Timeless Child. I put William Hartnell's Doctor. And I also put Jo Martin's Doctor in there because she was speculated to be pre-Hartnell. So I just thought, are they going to basically, as some have suggested, basically reboot the whole lot and go with female doctors? So William Hartnell ended up winning by 3%. But the Timeless Child had taken a big lead because all of the bots and their accounts were sharing it. And again, they tried the same thing with the Radio Times poll and failed both times. And here's the sad thing. It doesn't matter what they do. They can get Jodie Whittaker trending at 4,000 tweets or 7,000 tweets, whatever, right? The fandom isn't on Twitter. I mean, if we were to do that, I can guarantee you that if we were to get a hashtag going, we could definitely break 4,000 easy. Doing hashtags and trying to show BBC that she's popular, or try to make it out that she's popular is not going to save her from her leaving the show or being sacked. At the end of the day, the ratings is what counts. It doesn't matter what little hashtags you get together. And I know this is organized by a few people. I've actually even shown on Twitter that these people are organizing and they're doing all of this stuff. But it's all futile. It's not going to make a difference. A decision will be made either way, regardless of hashtags, regardless of user posts about how beautiful she is or whatever. Also, I had a comment on one of my latest videos. Someone using a troll account, but we know him as Sean the Madassian Cyberman on Twitter, has actually, I've put the tweet, by the way, I've put the screenshot of the comment, but he's basically said that he's going to report every video where I'm critical of Jodie Whittaker. So I suppose you're going to report this video as well. But I have alerted YouTube to the situation. But here's the thing that people that probably don't know is that even before we do a live stream, there's a few hoops that we have to jump through. So, for example, if I'm going to drop an F-bomb like fuck you, there's a profanity button on a YouTube. So I've already alerted YouTube that there's going to be some bad language in me stream. By the way, Sean, just to let you know, having a different opinion about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is not attacking that character. It's giving an opinion, so grow up. There's another account out there that I've had a run-in with last year. This year is trying to start up again and is actually making some outlandish claims that they went to the police and the police called me a misogynistic prick. Yeah. Now, I've got the screenshots of those tweets and I have actually alerted the Met Police about this because you can't be going around making false claims about the police. There's no way that a police officer would give you their personal phone number, and there's no way that a police officer would sit there and tell you that I'm a prick and a misogynistic whatever it was. There is no way. You're lying. I've got those screenshots anyway. It doesn't matter. I have informed the Met Police. It doesn't matter if you take them down. I have them anyway. So I have, as I said, got in contact with them, and I'll wait to hear what they have to say, because if a police officer has actually said that, and I just want to say, even though I don't believe it, but I will say this: you are, if true, you're just after getting a police officer fired, because no police officer is supposed to give a personal opinion like that. And by the way, I find it very hard to believe, because I haven't had a knock at my door. So keep it up with the false stuff. I'm going to be, as I said, every time you say something like that, it will be sent to me, and I will be informing. I'm going to build up a dossier, basically, and anytime you say anything like that, I am going to hand it over to the Met Police. It's as simple as that. I am done playing games with you kids, right? And you're not even kids. This one claims to be a young one, yeah, but she was drunk the other night on our Twitter account, right? So you're not that young. You're old enough to drink. So don't be playing the victim, yeah? When you're the one that's actually, what was it? RIP Noel Zone. Oh, not him, his account. Yeah? Not very nice, is it? And then that's when you made the outlandish claim that a police officer called me a misogynist. Hold on, I've got the tweet, but I'm not going to pull it up. I will read it out, the exact words, guys, right? The exact words. Hold on, bear with me. I will put the link in. A police officer was shot. She does. Yeah, that's the thing, Gary. Listen, I know I seen that. This is why I'm so outraged about this. No police officer in their right mind would say this to a young one anyway. Okay. And if it was as serious, right, as she's making it out that this police officer was making it, well then how come I haven't had a knock at the door? Right? It's bull. It's gone around 10 blatant lies, and I'm not having it anymore. This is 2 years now. You need to get over it. You really do need to get over it. Okay? Whatever your problem is, right? And you can rehash it all again. It doesn't matter, right? Okay? You accuse me of some stuff, right? Me, problem being, and many others on Twitter prove that it was all socket counts. So you need to button it. It's nothing to do with me. Okay? And if people are still harassing you, I've told people already, haven't I? I've said it several times on this channel. I don't condone any harassment whatsoever. Right? So it's not my problem if people are still continuing to do that. I told you, people are still doing that. Go to the police. Right? But don't be dragging my name into it. And there's a couple of other Twitter accounts out there as well. We know who they are. Ginger Snap and all of them. Keep bringing me name into conversations. Right? Don't be bringing me name into conversations. And you too, Mr. Tardis Reviews. Keep your mouth shut about me. All right? Nothing to do with you, what I say, do, or whatever. All right? The funny thing is that, you know, these accounts, they block me, you know, because they won't face me. They won't have a conversation with me, right? They'll talk about me behind me back. So as you can gather, why am I talking about all this? Well, this leads up to this. So on Twitter, as you know, I was actually on a stream when I found out that my Twitter account had been suspended. Right? Now, hold on. I want to get up. There's a couple of tweets I want to get up. Now, I'm not going to show you these tweets, but I'm just going to read, and I think I did read one of them for you already. And it's from Mr. Tardis Reviews, right? And this is what I'm talking about. He talks about toxic fans, right? He talks about people being toxic, but yeah, he's coming out with all of this and he's always complaining about someone in the fandom. He's always putting up posts. Actually, go and check out his posts about America, right? Some of them are funny, right? It just goes to show you he's uneducated and actually needs to educate himself before he starts sprouting crap, right? He actually called the United States of America a failed state. A failed state. I've heard it all now. Right, where's this? Hold on, I'm just checking me Twitter. everything is up on Twitter because I'm not playing games with these, and I'm not saying anything that's inciting at, and I'm just putting the tweets up, right? I'm doing what? Do you know what I'm doing? I'm doing what the Not My Doctor account is claiming to do, but I'm actually doing it. I'm being, you know, I'm actually exposing toxic fans. That's the difference. Right? And I did a video. Do you remember they were all complaining about because some fan had made the claim that Jodie Whittaker had received some vile, let's just say, that someone put a thread up and suggested that Jodie Whittaker's doctor should be, I can't say it because they limited me video on Yo because of the heading. They still allow it up because, you know, but it contains basically if anybody is seeing the movie The Accused and watch that scene with Jodie Foster on the pinball machine, then you know exactly what I'm saying. So someone on Twitter did. So for once, I will say this: they were right. The Jodie Whittaker fans were right. Someone did actually suggest that Jodie Whittaker's doctor should be in a similar situation as Jodie Foster's character was in The Accused, for character range, for character development. Now, some have suggested, right, the usual suspects, by the way, some have been like throwing out the allegation that this is a Not My Doctor account. So I took it upon myself to actually check out this account. Now, it is following some people within the Fandom Menace, right? But if you look at the people that's following this account, nobody from the Fandom Menace or anybody from Not My Doctor is following this account. So it's disingenuous for the fans out there that are saying that this was a Not My Doctor. It's not. This is an account that I don't know who they are, but they're vile. All right? It's disgusting what they said. They shouldn't have said it. And I've posted the thread up on my Twitter account. You can go and check it out. I've also reported it, by the way. And I've done a video. It's up on Twitter and it's on YouTube. So, but here's the funny thing, right? I tagged the account that's targeting us all on Twitter, this, right? Because they accuse me of not doing anything about stuff like this, even though it's not my place, by the way. But this warranted something to be said because it's absolutely false. Oh, it's absolutely vile what's being said, right? Absolutely false. Oh, vile. I don't know why I keep saying false because I see false flag in the bloody comments there, right? So this account's been up a while. I've checked it out. This thread is just, it is what they said and suggested is vile. And the Jodie Whittaker fans have every right to be angry, right? Every right. It's totally vile and disgusting. But I will add this. There was also a claim made by some female fans out there that they have also received this kind of abuse. Now, I'm still waiting to see the evidence of that. And if you do have the evidence of that, I would like to see it. Instead of the Jodie Whittaker fans, you know, instead of concentrating on trolling, why don't you actually present the evidence to me so I can actually talk about it and expose this kind of behavior? Yeah. And if it does happen to be a Not My Doctor, trust me, I will have more pleasure than anybody else to expose some of the people within that organization, because they need to be, quite frankly, kicked out of the fandom for their behavior, to be honest. So, yeah. So, again, those claims, you know, I'm still waiting on the evidence for them. But the Jodie Whittaker stuff, absolutely is disgusting and vile. And to even suggest that the doctor and this person, and you know what, the person that was replying back to them had the patience of a saint. They said it's a family show and stuff. Try to make it, you know, and that's what Doctor Who is. It's just ridiculous. But I suspect, and this is just my theory, that this person's not really a Doctor Who fan, and this is someone that actually just wanted to spark this controversy. I'm not saying it's a Whittaker fan. I'm not even going to say we don't know who it is. If I was to guess, it's probably someone on either side trying to make war, not war, to cause drama. We've seen a lot of drama happen. We've seen a lot of drama happen in the fandom lately, especially on Twitter, with accounts just popping up out of nowhere as well, by the way. And then they'll say something controversial, and then all hell breaks loose. So I do suspect there's some of that going on. So we have to be very careful. And that's why I'll say to the Jodie Whittaker fans, listen, you have to be very careful when you are making, not allegate because you've proved this one, but when you are actually talking about it, it's very disingenuous to say it's a Not My Doctor account when they don't even use the hashtag. Even in their profile, it doesn't even feature. So, I mean, you really need to, take a step back. I know you don't like the Not My Doctors, right? I know you don't like most fans that have a problem with this era, but you need to be logical about this, okay? And you need to be actually saying about it, and actually making disingenuous claims is not the way to go about it, all right? Now, as I said, they tried to take me down off Twitter. They were celebrating, but it turned out it was a Twitter glitch anyway. As I said, a few people had a lot to say, and it was quite funny when I ended up back on Twitter. They were kind of gutted, which rightly so, because the thing that actually made it even better is when they put up the Twitter put up the tweet to say it wasn't anything that people posted that had got them suspended. It was actually a glitch, which goes to show you. And I wouldn't even mind. It's very interesting that people that even follow that account were actually coming out and saying, "Well, I kind of think it's really harsh that Noel was actually suspended." And some even says, "Well, he never crosses the line. He's always smart enough not to cross the line." Yeah, you're right. So that's why I knew this was bull. It was bull. And I know there's a few people out there that don't like me. Suck it up. Suck it up. At the end of the day, I'm not going anywhere. I told you this from day one. You know what I mean? And even if they do manage to get rid of that account, it doesn't matter. I'll come back. I'll come back. There's no stopping me. No stopping me at all. You aren't going to stop us from talking. You're not going to stop me from giving people the platform to talk. And we're certainly not going to stop talking about a show that we dearly love and we want to be better. Right? So you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. We're going to continue to do what we do. By the way, just to let you know, we are going to be, so New York Comic Con, this is some of the news. New York Comic Con is going to have 3 Doctor Who panels. So the first panel is obviously is the HBO Max in conjunction with BBC America. And that's the main panel with obviously Manip Gill, Bradley Walsh, and Jodie Whittaker herself. Then the second one is Time Lord Victorious. They're going to be talking about how they put together. They're just going to waffle on about how they came up with the idea, and we're going to meet obviously some of the writers and listen to some of the writers. And then the third panel is going to be on some Doctor Who games that are going to be introduced. But we're going to do the first 2. I'm not going to bother with the Doctor Who games because I've no interest, because they are aimed at the younger audience, and I've no interest. And most of me subscribers on this are over the age of 20. So yeah, so there'll be no point in me doing that one. I'm pretty sure there'll be a YouTuber out there that'll probably do all 3, but they're the 2 that we're doing. So we will have panels for them as well. And as I've said in the video, these panels will not be for kids because we'll be watching live. So obviously there'll be something said and someone will will say something and something might bleep out. So yeah, so these streams will not be for kids. So in conclusion, all I just want to say about all the drama is that it seems to be pointless what you are doing. All the effort these are going through to take me down and others, the others that have been suggested are Ballstrek, Neurotic, and John the White, to be in the same category as Ballstrek and Neurotic is rather funny, to be quite honest with you. They're two legends of YouTube, if you ask me. But yeah, the fact, listen, they say that I have this complex that I think I'm bigger than I am, right? No. The way yous behave, the way yous go on, all yous are efforts towards me, yeah? Yous are the guys that have it in yous our heads that I'm a threat, right? And yous don't like what I say. And that's the truth of the matter. And I know some of yous will be on yous our little Twitter accounts now because I know some of yous watch. Hello, Emma. I know you're watching because you'll be tweeting all night. But just to let you know, at the end of the day, I'm just a humble YouTuber who has an opinion that you don't like and it rubs you up the wrong way. And the fact that there's rumors that Jodie Whittaker, could depart, as I said, there are conflicting reports, so we can't really say with 100% accuracy. Again, it was reported a couple of weeks ago by some of the newspapers that filming was going to start. How come we haven't started? Hugh Fullerton, where are you? You're the one that said Doctor Who was ready. Oh, but you were also the guy that said the future for Series 13 was probably animation. So I don't know why people listen to you. Like, I wouldn't listen to you. Don't think a priest would even listen to you, mate. And then there was obviously me and a couple of others have said that that it was delayed and possibly postponed. It looks like it's delayed. Listen, and also I want to actually get right. So this is where I'm going to bring you on. Obviously, I just wanted to get a few things off my chest. But here's the topics for tonight. And also, if there's anybody that wants to talk about something like other TV shows or movies or oh yeah, just a bit of news actually. So it looks like the makers of Barbie are going to do a Black Widow Barbie. It'll be interesting to see how that sells because Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, we actually like Black Widow. So I mean, be interested to see if it sells. Unlike the Jodie Whittaker doll, Barbie doll, that some claimed was the biggest selling doll of all time, and it was hairy Barbie. Yeah, I can't believe that one. It was funny. I hate when these fans make ridiculous claims. But also, there was an article out there as well, and I'll bring it up because Cheryl did actually bring it up, and to be fair and balanced. So there is someone claiming that Tom Hardy has actually not been cast as the new James Bond. So there's something there. So if you want to talk about that, that's fine. Obviously, Doctor Who will be a bit of a focus. So if there's anything that you would like to get off your chest about the upcoming stuff, the events that are happening, and if some of you didn't get a chance to talk about, Jodie Whittaker pandering to our audience again, you can bring that up. I know there's been a lot of reaction, actually, as apparently, if I'm correct in saying this, had a video removed. And apparently I should condemn him for calling Jodie Whittaker the C word. So should I condemn people that love Jodie Whittaker. Listen, I don't like the C word, but if that's how he feels, he's entitled to feel that way. Right? I'm not going to condemn anybody for calling Jodie Whittaker that. That's not my place. I don't police Twitter. Right? Freedom of speech, baby. Everybody is entitled to it. Sure, all you fans that praise her all the time, should we report all of yous because we're sick and tired of it? Should we report yous for praising her all the time, for saying you's loving her, you's love her? We'll report yous. Oh, they love Jodie Whittaker excessively. No. So button it. People can say what they want. All right? Except when it comes to the stuff that I was saying earlier on. Last night, I should say, that thread. Stuff like that, where they make vile suggestions like that. Yeah, they should be called out. Right? They should be called out. Right? But don't be coming to me with people's tweets. Imagine taking the effort to take someone's screenshot to say, well, you're not going to call this person out. No, it's not my job. I don't run Twitter. I don't like the word myself, but quite personally speaking, I have to say this. She hasn't really conducted herself very well, and her latest statements just actually show how vile the whole situation is. She's clearly pandering, and that's vile, right? We all grew up the same way as Whittaker. She's no different, no special, right? We weren't treated any different from our brothers and sisters. It doesn't mean that we were raised gender neutral or non-binary or whatever the crap she's coming out with, right? It's bull. And I don't like people that bullshit like that. And I don't like people that pander to people that actually need true representation, right? That should be respected. And this is not the first time. Chris Chibnall has done it himself, right? He's had gay characters in the show and he's killed them off literally straight away. I keep bringing it up, but it's the perfect example. Resolution. He basically has some guy say his boyfriend's at home and a Dalek obliterates him. Right? How is that proper representation? Captain Jack is proper representation. Right? Jenny and Vastra is proper representation. And why? Because they're reoccurring characters, they add to the characters, and they're not just put in there to tick bloody boxes. Open your eyes. And these are the same problems that we're going to have, and we're going to keep talking about them. So hate me as much as you want. Try to get me Twitter account taken down, and now try to take me YouTube channel down. Good thing about YouTube is, unlike Twitter, they don't strike preemptly sometimes. They have processes in place. I've already alerted them anyway that people are going to be mass reporting me videos. Yous are pathetic. Grow up. Grow up. I don't like Jodie Whittaker's doctor. All right? Deal with it. I don't like Chris Chibnall's writing. Deal with it. Right? And 7 million households agree with me. And you can laugh because you laugh every time I say that. But that's true. 7 million households agree with me. So spin it all you want. Spin it all you want. You know, I hope she keeps coming out and pandering to us. And I hope she keeps coming out and doing stupid little interviews. Because the more she does it, right, and the more they back her up, the more people will turn off. And trust me, there's not enough of you Jodie Whittaker fans. You think there is, right, because you're all that delusional. You actually think there's enough of you to keep this show afloat. Nothing's going to keep this show afloat. You've already lost the public, right? What you got left is most of you guys and a few that have hung on, that are hoping that this gets better. After 2 years, if it hasn't got better, you're better off walking away like the rest of us. I sat through 2 seasons of this rubbish, yeah? Possibly a third season is I'll have to sit through if it ever films. By the way, just for people that live overseas, Scotland, England and Wales have actually started localized lockdowns. 3 weeks in some places. Dublin, also here in Ireland, we have localized lockdown. So if you take Hugh Fullerton's article, you can basically wipe your ass with it, because Doctor Who is not filming anytime soon, right? Because there's no way that they're going to let a camera crew, production team out there when they're doing localized lockdowns everywhere. Doctor Who is not going to be filming this side of it's not going to be filming in 2020, right? And we will be lucky if it starts filming in 2021. Everybody is banking on this vaccine Christmas. There seems to be this whole rhetoric that they hope to get this vaccine by Christmas. It ain't happening. Few months back, I made a prediction on this channel, and some of you are actually in the chat now, and you will remember this. What did I say to people? I said, by September, we'll be all back in lockdown. And now it started with the localized lockdowns. It's only a matter of time before every country starts going into lockdown again. I do not see Doctor Who filming anytime soon. So with that said, I'm just going to throw this out there. The rumors about Jodie Whittaker leaving, I know there are some out there that strongly dismiss this, and that's fine, fair enough, because there is no proof to back it up. Just like there is no proof to back up that she's staying. Just because she said herself that she's staying, and a couple of articles have, doesn't mean jack shit. Christopher Eccleston did the same thing, right? He did the same thing, and he was already gone. So I wouldn't be reading too much into that either. All I'm just going to say is, with the longer the delay goes on for, well, BBC might decide to cut their losses with this production team, and might decide to start with another one, especially if they can't film for over a year. We don't know how long this crisis is going to go on for. So nobody like Hugh Fullerton or any of those people out there that are saying that it's going to be filming soon, I'm sorry, you cannot make that prediction in these uncertain times. Just like you cannot be saying that she's going to stay, because we don't know. It's uncertain now. Everything is up in the air because of this. And yes, there are contracts signed, but they're not necessarily, well, I know Jodie Whittaker isn't necessarily tied to those contracts. I don't know about Chris Chibnall, but Jodie Whittaker would be free to go. She's not the main problem here. Chris Chibnall would have to go, in my opinion, as well. But, you know, we see Jodie Whittaker already making moves away from Doctor Who. She's going to be starting in Who Do You Think You Are? It's a favourite program of mine. So it's basically celebrities, and they find out about their past, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, the whole history. It's a great show. So I'm going to watch the Jodie Whittaker one, because it will be interesting. And it'll be interesting to see what she's like outside the bubble of Doctor Who. And yeah, I will watch that one. Definitely watch it. Listen, I don't hate the woman. I just hate the things that she has said, because she's supposed to be an ambassador for Doctor Who. But I don't hate Jodie Whittaker. I actually, listen, even though I think what she did in Broadchurch was amateur hour, you know, she wasn't bad in that. You know what I mean? She played a grieving mother. She played it well. You know, Chris Chibnall tried to give her more to do, made her a bit of a grievance counsellor, which just didn't make any bleeding sense to me, because, you know, she's still going through her own trauma. Yeah, I mean, look, as she was in Attack the Block, kind of unmemorable. She was in Black Mirror, that episode where she's cheating on her husband. That was okay. I mean, like, look, she's a decent actress. She's just not Doctor Who worthy. Simple as that. Right. I'm going to try to get you all on now. So I'm going to share the link. And remember, the forum is open to anybody. But I'm going to say this now, because obviously it's only happened once. But just in case it does happen again, I just want to give this warning. So if you're only on to cause a bit of trouble, you know, or to kind of shout out someone's YouTube channel because, you know, they have to steal other people's subs, then, you know, you're not welcome. If you're not here to talk about the topics or talk about, as I said, you could talk about any of the MCU. Obviously, there's delays there and stuff. There's plenty to talk about. This is an open forum just to give you, but I do like talking Doctor Who as well. So if anybody does want to talk Doctor Who as well, you can, but we don't necessarily have to stick to Doctor Who. But yeah, it's been a hell of a week. So I'm going to sit back now and relax and let you all come in. So I'm about to share the link. And come on in and let's get chatting on the Tardis Zone Talks. And don't forget, if you're on Twitter, to use the hashtag the Tardis Zone Talks, please. We're going to try get this hashtag, I'm not saying, look, it's never going to trend, but I want people to use it. If you are talking about talking about this stream, or you make a comment about how good or bad it was, we do get a lot of that after the stream. We get a lot of people praising the stream. Well, if you're going to praise it, do us a favor, or even if you dislike it, use the hashtag on Twitter there. Hashtag, that's why I have it scrolling across the screen. So yeah, I'll just wait for a few more guests to come in. We've already got one person waiting. So if you want to come in, go ahead. Now, here's the thing. I can see who's in the chat now. So what I'll do is, because, I know most of you guys in the chat right now, if you pop in, I will bring you on first. I'm gonna try be a bit careful with. I want to try bring new people on, but I have to be careful, as you know. Right, I'm gonna put the link in again, just in case, because sometimes it is a bit slow. Remember, this Tardis Zone Talks. This is the night that you guys get to come on like he's used to for the phone-ins. I know some of you were fans of the phone-ins. This is the way we're doing it. And it seems to have done, I actually have to say, I'm actually delighted that people seem to be behind this. They seem to be doing very well. So, yeah, thank you, everybody that's tuning in right now. It's nice to have you all on board. So there you go. The link is in again. Actually, Chris, will you do us a favor? Will you share me Tardis Zone Twitter accounts, please? There's two of them now. One's a backup, but I do want you to actually follow on that account. It is protected, but follow me on that account, because I will be throwing up stuff on both accounts, as I said. Right, so we've got two people waiting in the chat now. As you know, this is the format, just in case you're not aware of the format. As the chat builds up, obviously we bring you on, we give you a few minutes each to get you points across, stuff like that, and then we basically move on to the next person. So we give people about 10 minutes each. Now, it does depend. Obviously, if we get a night where we have more than, say, 2-3 people coming on, and we actually have a full, I think you can hold 9 in the studio, then obviously it's going to be a little bit less time, because we want to get everybody on as possible. So again, if you want to come on, I'm putting the link back in again. I'm going to just keep putting the link in until we get enough people. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to start bringing on our first guest. So all you need is StreamYard. It's free. Some people, I was supposed to be on a podcast, but they wanted me to download Discord, and I've no room on my computer, and I'm not going to download Discord. So I did suggest StreamYard, but apparently StreamYard has viruses, which is not the case, because I've been using it for over, a year and a half now. And also, I bought the package, and there is no... so as I said, if you want me on that podcast, StreamYard is the only way that I'm going to be able to do it. So for now, until I get a brand new computer. Right, I can see that the chat is actually building up now. So we got a good few people in. Oh, lovely. So yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people so far. And I'm going to get the timer ready, and I'm going to get the first guest on now in just a second. But thank you, guys. Now, listen, if you do, obviously, it was happening Gary last week, right? So I'm going to be fair this time. So I see Gary is 1, 2, 3. He's fourth. So if anybody blinks out wherever you were on the list, if you come back in time, that's where that's not where you stay. You stay where you originally were. So if you blink out, you still come on when you're supposed to come on. I have to be fair that way because Gary literally was waiting. I think it was about half an hour, pal, wasn't it? He's eating something, so I don't embarrass him. But I think it was about half an hour he was waiting. So he had the patience of a saint. So thank you. So let's bring on our first guest, I suppose. This guy obviously features a lot on the channel. Has also done the work on this channel, the rebranding and stuff. But he always has a bit of a problem. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe one day we'll get down to the bottom of it. But for now, he's probably in good humor. It's the weekend. We're normally in good form the weekend. Let's see what what form he's in. He's probably in rotten humor, watch. So its problem being... Oh, what a way to start the stream. Sorry. Well, sorry about that, folks, if you're getting sick right now.
Hello.
Well, welcome, Lee. I will start the timer when you're ready to start. Now we have lost. See, I knew this was going to happen. That's why I brought it up. I knew it was going to happen. So, Josh, you are after problem being you were second, so I will bring you on after problem being. Don't worry about that. And if the rest of you guys can hang on as well, I really appreciate it. Right, Lee, I don't know what you want to actually talk about.
Well, I just kind of want to address all this Twitter furore. It just seems so just ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Look, I really do think you have a case to sue, actually, Mr. Tardis Reviews, for that tweet he posted about you wishing all the Chinese people to die, and accusing you of anti-Semitism when you have, as a regular guest, Rabbi Tzvi Lebedkin on your channel.
No,
I mean,
what? No, he'll say that's my token. That's my token.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That in itself is bigoted. That is utterly bigoted.
Listen,
for him to turn around and say, and I'm a token as well, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen. Do you know what? It doesn't matter what.
It's slander.
I know it is. I know.
Slander.
Listen, they get away with it. But listen, because that's where I'm at now. They get away with it. I don't care. Listen. This whole thing with China keeps coming up all the time. Do you think I give a flying feck what you all think about me, right? The people that are here watching me right now, right? Watch that whole stream. You're going to take something out of context, that's fine. Fine, fair enough. As people have actually already explained.
But at what point did you say you wished all the Chinese people to die?
I'd like really? I'd like to see where I actually said that. And
that's so outrageous, a lie. I can't believe it.
I don't know. I mean, where is this anti-Semitism business coming from?
Exactly. It's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. And I think he should publicly apologize for making such a blatant, slanderous lie that you can go to court for.
He won't.
No, of course he won't, because he's a bigot.
Those accounts. Listen, I know how the game works now. Right? They get protection.
Listen, as someone who's got family who live in Hong Kong, right? If you know, I remember exactly what you said actually on that stream. It was when the COVID thing was. I said it now. When it was said. It was done out of sheer fear and anger and just, you know, I mean, everyone can understand this. It reminded me of 9/11 when that happened. People said a lot of things that
I wouldn't.
It wasn't. Listen, you in the same stream, you took it back because you realized that what you said was said out of anger and fear, and a lot of people felt the same way. All right, and if I can forgive you, why the fuck can't they? This is the only thing they can ever seem to pin on you, and it's pathetic. It's like it's any excuse. They don't know any Chinese people. They've never probably met a Chinese person other than in their sort of local eateries, right? I have family who I lived with, who I was raised with, culturally, with Chinese people, right? In that culture. I do not think that what you said, listen, China is a country, okay? It's not racism to pull up issues with a country, okay? The Chinese people, of course, are not to blame, but the government there is. And considering everything that they've done since, and all the stuff that's going on with those Muslims in concentration camps and things, and what they're doing to Hong Kong, I don't think you're in a position to defend China, people, okay? And it's not against the Chinese people. And not once has Noel ever said that he wishes the entire population of China to die.
Exactly.
Get wrecked, honestly.
I look at this stage.
Outrageous.
Yeah, but at this stage it's actually laughable because you're right. It seems to be the only thing that they keep bringing up every couple of weeks or so.
That's because they have no imagination.
But they've nothing else. You just have nothing else, and that's why. I mean,
they're little tin pot dictators. No wonder they love China so much. They act like a regime of their own. You know, they are like little mouths running around on Twitter, sort of condemning people and celebrating really quite fascistic or communistic kind of little victories. You know, it's so pathetically sad.
I just got to the stage where, and they're still at it today. I mean, listen.
Little ginger kid, the little ginger kid going. It mentioned me.
The name up all the time. Brought your name up as well.
I know. It's like, listen. The reason why I don't have my Twitter account is because I was defending my right not to be referred to as a cis man. Okay, and I was defending. William Shatner for saying that it's a slur. It's used as a slur against gay men as it is used against straight men and used against lesbian women and all sorts. Cis is a slur, and I had every right to defend myself from it. All I did was post and repost examples of how it was used as a slur by extremist activists, and that was it. And like last time, I fully expect my suspension to be lifted and to be told it was a mistake, like it was last time. And it takes a while because they're short-staffed and they've got all these other things. And as they admitted on their Twitter account recently, they have a backlog of accounts that have been frozen out, suspended by mistake. So hold your hats, folks. I will be back. I know you're looking forward to it. Me too. So yeah, I mean, all this stuff, it's just grow the fuck up.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense. I mean, we have that other idiot as well, like now coming on to me YouTube videos to say that he's reporting me videos because apparently I'm not allowed to criticize now.
They're fascists. That's what fascists do. Right. It's the equivalent of digital. It is like digital book burning. It is the same thing that those thugs in Germany in the 1930s and 40s did. Suppression of opinion. It's 1984. Wrongthink. Newspeak. You will be like it is literally. You are turning into the Cybermen. You're turning into little silver tin pot dictators. Yeah. And you cannot handle opinion. If you cannot handle other people's opinions, that is the definition of bigotry.
Yeah. By the way, Eddie Ascaro did a poll. Now, I've noticed recently, I just want to bring this up briefly, and I've paused the time because I don't want to eat into your time. But I see fans are now coming out and like on their side particularly, our polls make no difference or whatever. Right, here's the thing. I don't think Eddie did the poll because obviously he has his show tomorrow and he likes to highlight, you know, because he's on Twitter. And by the way, he's followed by that account just like me. So that account did actually retweet their poll. But I think Eddie was trying to demonstrate when there's a fair poll and it's put out there and people actually do RT it and there's not mass RT, they're not bombing it, then you get the result. So so he basically asked people who their favorite doctor was. So who do you think finished first in his poll?
Tom Baker.
Exactly. Where do you think Joe Uniger finished?
Last.
If I'm correct in saying exactly. So,
and I'm not on Twitter yet. How did I guess? It common sense.
Yeah.
Look, that poll we know was rigged. I mean, you guys on Twitter are absolutely bragging about how you voted 10 times or whatever. Listen, if you think you've got any right to dictate or preach morality, go fuck yourselves. That's all I'll say. I'll not say that I'm the greatest moral authority. I don't pretend to. But you guys, you do constantly. And you are the biggest hypocrites because you're always crowing about how you are perfect almost, or everything that has to be so positive and fluffy and all unicorns and fucking rainbows. It ain't real. Okay? People are allowed to have negative feelings about things because they care enough to. We care about Doctor Who. We care about where it is, where it's going, how it's being handled. And you guys are supporting the worst aspect of not only the show, but this fandom. You call us toxic, yet you're the ones crowing about how people are being censored, suppressed, and saying the vilest things. And when you accuse Noel of not calling bad shit out, when was the last time you called bad shit out when it was from your side? Not once. You never, ever do. No. So take that moral high ground and shove it up your ass.
Yeah. And there's one particular YouTuber out there and tweeter, Mr. Reviews, that he's always slating. Now he calls them not my doctors, and I don't.
They do that on purpose because they know we're not my doctors.
But he paints everybody with the same paintbrush because that's how that's just how they do things. They're just listen, mate. Right at the end of the day, you talk about toxic stuff happening.
They are it.
Read all. It was
never this bad until that lot came along.
Read your posts, mate. Your posts are toxic, right? You're always attacking fans yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And you're thinking that you're this
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You ain't no voice of the fandom, never will be. Never will be. And shut up talking about me, by the way. Yeah. You won't come on, right?
Just get a goddamn life.
You can declare that you won't give me a platform, but you won't come on here and you keep talking crap about me. So, yeah, I do actually have the screenshot of that particular tweet, Lee, because that is, he's an idiot.
It's slander. He slandered you. He absolutely slandered you. And that should be reported. If anyone should be suspended, that is a crime. So he said something that simply is not true, and he painted you. He mischaracterized what you said. He said that you wished all the Chinese people to die, and that you were an anti-Semite, without any evidence whatsoever, any truth at all to that. That is slander.
Yeah,
you can take him to court for that.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should teach the bugger a lesson.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's starting. Do you know what though? I think that's what starts need to happen on their side. When these people come after is.
Oh, they cross the line all the time and get away with it. That's the thing. And they know they're untouchable, and that's why they're so cocky. Perhaps if they had a bit of a kickback, they wouldn't be so cocky.
Exactly. Taught a lesson as such. Right, we kind of ran out of time there.
That's all right. I had my say.
No problem. You want to do a quick plug before you go or not?
Yeah, tomorrow, I believe, if we're still good, we're still doing the watch along for the Dalek Invasion of Earth movie.
That's tomorrow. Yeah, we're doing that tomorrow.
So do join us for that. I'm also with Noel on Rabbi's Video Vault, where we discussed Pulp Fiction. That's available on the Rabbi's channel. I'm in talks with Rabbi about doing some sort of regular thing on his channel as well. So early days, haven't settled on anything yet, but we might be doing something more philosophical. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Sounds interesting. Can't wait. Listen, Nate, thanks for coming on again, and I'll see you tomorrow, pal.
Will do. Look forward to it.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Right, let's bring on our next guest. Hold on, just wait for... There he is. Right, so... this person texted me on Messenger and asked if they could come on. So I'm glad they set up StreamYard and stuff. So going to bring him on. New person to the chat, guys. So let's give them a warm welcome. It's Josh. Hold on, there he is there.
Hello. I know.
Something going on here. Hold on, Josh. Give us a second. Sometimes the buttons stick on this bloody thing.
Can you hear me?
Got him? No, I'm an idiot. Right, have we got you now?
Can you hear me?
Oh, no. I'm not even a boomer, but I'm acting like a boomer. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah. I can hear you now. How are you?
Thank you so much for inviting me. And what can I say? Where to begin? I can hear your Irish accent. There's a bit of Irish in my family as well. So I thought what your previous caller was saying was quite the breath of fresh air, and what's going on in the world today. The anti-fascists are actually the fascists, and things are going crazy. And I'm just grounded in what I believe to be sanity, and I follow people like Douglas Murray and what have you. So I've been a fan of Doctor Who since I was a little kid. And it's tragic to what's happening to this show. It's jumped off the cliff. I mean, I'll tell you an interesting story. As a kid, I was still living in England, and Tom Baker, who is my doctor, he was doing a book signing back in the and he was dressed up in full regalia, and my mom took him. Of course, when I'm there, 7, I'm tiny, and all of a sudden I get to the front, and he has this commanding voice, and my mom tells him my name, and it's Joshua, and he says to him, "Hello, Joshua, how are you?" And I'm looking at this guy in awe, like,
Wow.
and I'm thinking like, and my mom said, "Say something." I like, when you're 7 years old and you're looking up at this guy, you don't think he's Tom Baker. You think he's the doctor.
Yeah.
It's so special. And to have this show, which is now generational, people, and then to go on this woke tangent and get a female doctor. And I've got nothing against women. I just don't think this is an appropriate role. Just in the same way I love James Bond, and I wouldn't want to have a James Bond who wasn't British, etc. And so of course all the leftists, wokists, you name it, they always say, if you don't like the new direction of the show, you're a racist, sexist. This is the vocabulary they know. They know 6 words: racist, sexist, homophobe, blah blah blah. You know the deal.
Can I ask you, Josh? And welcome, by the way. You're doing great, by the way. I just want to say. But want to ask you, what do you think is the biggest problem with today's era, if you don't mind me asking? Because you're new on the channel, and it's always nice to get someone's, especially if they're new, to get their opinion. So what is the biggest problem for you?
It's the deadly killer combination of Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker. To have someone who is Jodie come on and say what she said, how the show is only for the male gaze. I believe she said that, I think. And yet, hello, who's the only woman to play the role and wearing makeup and looking nice? It's you, Jodie. It's not someone else. For the male gaze, we were looking for a strong guy in the role. Anyway, and of course Tribunal, who says, "Oh, this is someone who didn't want the job." Okay, and you're only as good as your writers, and they're picking all these new woke scripts, and this is I saw this expression for someone trying to give a negative performance review of someone that says, "Oh, this person has hit rock bottom and now they've started to dig." So that's where the show has. And remember, this is a show I've loved for years, and I go to. We had our version of San Diego Comic-Con is called Fan Expo.
Right.
I met Matt Smith in 2014, and Peter Capaldi was last year, and he was the nicest actor. And let me share you this story with you in meeting Peter Capaldi to show you how nice and genuine he is. So I'm at the Fan Expo, and I see that, and I had paid for a picture, a photo op, and I see him, and he's there in the autograph line, and he's talking to people. So I get to the front and I wait, and there wasn't a big line, and I get to the front, and he says, "Oh, how are you?" And I have a chat with him. And he goes, "Oh," and he asked me my name. It says, "It's Josh." And then at the end, he goes, "Nice to meet you, John." And I said, and then I said, no, it's Josh. And he looks down and he sees he's put John. He says, "Hold on a second." Takes a new picture and he writes everything up. He takes his time. He gives it to me. I said, "Well, nice to meet you. I'll see you later in the photo op." So behind me, there's a whole bunch of people. Okay. And then he goes off to the photo op booth when it's his time. And then all the VIP people are going to their photos. And then the people in front of me. And then I get there. And he says, "Nice to see you again, Josh." I was just so touched that he remembered my name. And he probably has hundreds of people that he saw. Like, he's an ambassador. I thought his portrayal of the Doctor was unbelievable. They tried to wokeify him in the last season, and the ratings dipped, but it wasn't the actor, it was the script.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you on Peter Capaldi. Listen, that's not the first kind of story you've heard like that, Josh, but it just goes to show you are right. He is a true ambassador for this show. And it is little things like that do really stick with fans like yourself. The fact that he got your name wrong, he did all that for you. And then when you go to see him then, and as you said yourself, he would have literally seen hundreds of people before you, and he remembered your name. That does stay with you. Things like that stay with you. And things like that, that's what I think is missing from this current production team, and including Miss Whittaker herself. They seem to be more standoffish. That's the way I see it.
For sure. I mean, this is classy. And so when the Whittaker people start to say, "Oh, the Doctor is an alien," and I said, no, in other shows and races, you have female and male alien species all the time. You have Time Lords and Time Ladies. And then they hit you with this one. "Oh, if you can have, Superman, you can have Superwoman, you can have Wonder Woman, you can have a Wonder Man." Now here's my logic. Hear me out. So I said, no, this is not the same. What they're doing to Doctor Who is like saying, "Here's Wonder Woman, but portrayed by a man." That's how this comes across. I'm just curious about your thoughts about what I just said.
Well, I mean, I don't listen. Everybody knows my personal feelings on Jodie Whittaker, but just in case nobody does know, personally speaking, I don't think this is a female role. I think it does lose something. The dynamic between the Doctor and companion is a very unique dynamic. When you suddenly try to flip that, which what Chris Chibnall has tried to do, but unfortunately he hasn't gotten the male characters right in his era. I mean, Tolson, he's not a bad actor, and he wasn't bad in Series 11, but he was god-awful in Series 12, but so was actually Bradley Walsh. It wasn't their fault. Again, it's all got to do with the writing, but this, you've ruined the dynamic, you've ruined the balance, and this is why this is so far removed from Doctor Who. It's not Doctor Who. It just isn't. There's a certain formula. If you don't stick to that formula, then anything else that you try to do, it's just not Doctor Who. And
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. It's like James Bond. You got to have the gadgets. You got to have the babes. You got to certain elements. You got to have the James Bond music, the suaveness. Otherwise it's not that. And with Doctor Who, it was just at this point the only way they can save it is, they retconned it off a cliff with Timeless Children. Is if they bring Capaldi back and they redo that sequence, and then this whole thing was a dream or a nightmare. That's the only option, but I don't think they'll ever do that.
Yeah. So you're not a fan. I have to ask you this. You're obviously not a fan of the Timeless Children, Timeless Child story arc, and basically them retconning canon. I mean, that's exactly what they've done. Did they not realise as well? And I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the fact that Chris Chibnall has no problem of disrespecting past Doctors? Because that's what essentially this does. It doesn't just destroy canon, right? Or the Doctor's origins or the Time Lord's origins. It's actually disrespectful to every man that played the Doctor before he did this. It's highly. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because to me, this is why I think I really get upset about. I think of all those doctors and actors that are no longer with us, and to see that he's done this, it basically dismisses everything that they've done. And to me, that's disrespectful. I know us as fans, we can say we can deny Chris Chibnall's Timeless Children nonsense, but at the end of the day, let's be honest, whether we like it or not, it's part of the show's history now. It's there. It's on screen. It's already been done. Would they ever retcon it? No. I was told BBC would be too scared because there'd be a backlash, and I agreed I would, because obviously, the Whittaker fans and then all the people that supported this era will come out and they'll make a big deal out of it on Twitter. And as you know yourself, BBC listen to Twitter, which they're idiots. They should be listening to the 7 million households that actually tuned out.
I'm not so sure, because if they get rid of the license fee and they're forced to listen to fans, the one thing I went into Whittaker about 3 episodes deep, and I went as far as Rosa, and then I couldn't take it anymore. And then I just went to get the weekly updates from I think Bolstrek.
Yeah.
He's I think he's also Canadian like me. But I don't think he lives in the same city. I don't even know what he looks like. But his review of Rosa was just unbelievable. And I know he's got this Olivia Colman fetish or something, but at the end of the day, I think it's still a role that belongs specifically to a man, just the way the canon works. Make a new show. Have a new show with a female Time Lord. Run with it, but leave the Doctor alone. You're so right about the disrespect. It like to undo stuff that's gone before. You're spitting on the graves of some great actors. The show was magic. I mean, there are things in that show when Sarah Jane returns to the 10th Doctor. There were moments in that show. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me scared. It made, the behind the couch moments we had as kids. And now, I mean, when I turned on, I think it was so insulting to see what Chibnall has done with the show. When Capaldi left, all of a sudden we see the Doctor gets sucked out of the TARDIS into space. When it's up, are you telling me she falls to the atmosphere, doesn't get burned into space, slams into a train and just walks out?
No, that whole sequence is actually stupid. I even said that made no sense. Sure. And then they tried to explain it. Well, she's in the first 15 hours of her regeneration. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I get that. But she would have been squashed going at that speed, hitting the train. She wouldn't have actually went through the train. She actually would have squashed through the train. She had guts everywhere. Brain matter, you name it. Get away. Didn't make any sense. But listen, Josh, I could talk to you all night. You really could. but we've ran out of time. But you're more than welcome to come on again. We do this every Friday. So whenever you get a chance to come on again, you can come on again. We also do classic panels as well, Doctor Who panels. So if you're interested in one of them one weekend, I will send you the link and you can join us. We do watch a classic Doctor every Saturday. And then we're on David Tennant's. We're doing Series 3 now. We did actually Series 1 and 2. Now we're on Series 3 of New Who with David Tennant. That starts back next weekend. We're doing the Peter Cushing movie tomorrow. So yeah, we've got plenty going on. So if you ever want to join one of those, you're more than welcome to give us a message. I've added you now on Messenger. You're more than welcome to send me a message. Let me know if you're interested, and we will sort it out. But do you want to shout out anybody's channel before you leave? Do you have a channel of your own?
I don't. It's funny. I don't really know how to do one yet. I don't. The Doctor Who ones I subscribe to. You probably know Nerdrotics, Gary Beekler's channel. But he's uber busy. He doesn't even read his messages. He's so busy. Bowles Trek. And there was one El Patron, but he doesn't do much these days. So I think those are the Doctor Who ones. I was on their official Doctor Who site, but of course now it's all wokeified. And we'll see. I'm now a subscriber to yours, and thanks for having me on. Don't forget about the friend request. And
no problem, man. It was a pleasure having you on. It's always great to have someone new on. So well done. You did well for your first time anyway. So
I'll be back if you'll have me.
I will indeed. Listen, thanks for coming on, Josh. We have a couple of more people waiting, so I'm going to get them on, and I'll talk to you soon, mate. Thank you.
Have an awesome day. Take care.
You too. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye then.
There you go. That was Josh. First time on the stream. Absolutely fantastic stories. Thank you for sharing them as well, Josh. We really appreciate it. Who is next? Hold on now, because I want to make sure. Are we in the right order here? Just nudges our heads. Obviously, I can't see the last person, but I know that person is last. But between you two in here, who's next? Nod your head if you're supposed to be next, because I forget. Oh, none of you are nodding, these are heads. Right. So is Daniel on next, or is it Gary that's on next? It's Gary. Okay, it's Gary. Gary is waving his hand. No, Gary is putting 4 fingers up. Hold on. 1, 2. You're number 4. So it's Daniel and then you. Yeah. Okay. Right. We've sorted that out. Well done, man. He's not. See, he's in the studio. He can hear me, obviously, and he can do hand signals. So we've sorted it. Right, let's bring him on, because he has come a long way. You know, he's come all the way from Scarrow, and he's settled his roots down in a place called Scotland, and and he's here to let us know what's on his mind. It's the one and only, the international treasure, Scottish Gabba Ross. And I hear some people are saying that me audio. Oh no, there you go. It's fine. That was probably me crunching on a crispy roll. Actually, a bit unprofessional. Eating a joy here, trying to eat while you are talking. But it'll be grand. I'll get me roll finished now, because we have Daniel. Because I know Daniel will have plenty to say. So Daniel, I'll let you knock yourself out. What would you like to talk about?
I'm going to actually talk about the Time Lord and Victorious Anno, and like this stuff that's going to be connected to, this stuff that's connected involving that, and that whole disaster. I mean, like, to be honest, no, that whole object is an absolute as an absolute basically, because like I don't know if you've seen because I talked to various people that have actually invested in the Time Lord stories, and they all said the stories very difficult to get into a cup, and as well, I mean, I saw a couple of rabbis reviews in the comics, and the comics look absolutely horrendous because the rabbi puts up the images he is, as you know, and like the new animation that's going to be put up on the official Doctor Who YouTube channel, the trailer, it's absolutely if I'm honest, there's
I can't believe you're actually saying that, because I just want to remind some of the people that are listening to me, because we do know we have some toxic fans listening to us. They don't come into the chat, but Daniel was one of those that was actually very, very excited about this whole release. Actually, let's go back and watch me stream about it. You will see that Daniel and a lot of others were not agreeing with my whole stream. Actually, it was the whole time where the whole panel, except myself, were unanimous that this was something to be excited about, and I was. And I remember saying at the time, I said, yeah, you're all excited now, wait and you see, it'll die off. And that's exactly what did happen. But I'm actually surprised now to be hearing that it might be. It is true. It could be a little. See, this is a huge undertaking. It could be very, very good, but it's probably going to be very hard to follow if you don't get all the elements, which I think, again, you know, it is to simplify this whole idea. They could have did that as a series of animations, right? You didn't even have to bring David Tennant back if you didn't want to disrespect Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, because obviously that would be more popular than the current era. Because trust me, if David Tennant came back to actually do that on screen, people would actually watch over Whittaker's Doctor. That's the thing. He is the most popular Doctor. Fact. Radio Times, even though it was a rigged poll, he still won. And him and Tom Baker always first or second. It's always flip-flops. So David Tennant is considered one of the best, probably the best New Who Doctor. Anyway, I wouldn't agree with that personally, but everybody has their choice. Yeah, if that was a story, and don't worry, I've paused the time, Daniel, so we're not eating into your time. Yeah, this is a huge undertaking, and with all the elements that they're trying to add into it, I'm being honest. They did say even if you don't get some of the elements, you'll still be able to follow the story. That's not the point. You know, you should have did it where all fans could access this. I think that's where this is where I think they kind of deserve it, to be quite honest with you, if there is negative reviews. Because, you know, they're thinking of money. I said it at the time. A lot of people agreed with me. Some strongly disagreed with me, which is fine. Well, I said it, and I'll say it again, it's a cash grab. And it's the same with the Ninth Doctor. Listen, the Ninth Doctor's stories could be absolutely fantastic, but be under no illusion that the only reason why they're doing this, and they were able to convince them, because they need cash. This is also a cash grab. I'm not saying that's the reasons why you shouldn't buy it. This could be good. I'm even, as I said, the trailer that the Big Finish threw out last week, that Dalek Universe trailer, this is the first time I've actually been excited about what Big Finish is doing. And the excitement hasn't went away. I'll set the timer back on again, Dan, because I have actually spoken enough. But what do you think on that anyway? Do you think they've been greedy doing it that way?
Yeah, and also as well, to be honest, if you know, they've actually spread them else out for us to are across are too many different games as well, and it's just like like up to it's like up to brushes and like some of the like ices for the stuff up as well. You think that how can and like I know it's a cash grab and everything, right? But like also as well, like the even the Dalek universe, trailer, it's 100 times better than the time of the Victorious trailer. Now that is a now the Dalek universe trailer is a trailer I was intrigued by, and I'm still intrigued by that one. But the whole time of Victorious comic on panel that was on a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure that you done a stream on that with Rabbi, and
Yeah.
I think we put John and all that were on it as well. And like the writers didn't know that ask ask from our elbow when it came to Doctor Who. They didn't actually come across as people with any prior all each of the sport, and to be honest, actually the whole project and so disjointed basically. So I'll just stick to
Yeah,
I'll just
I think that they're doing
I'll
this
just
panel. I think
yeah
that they're doing this panel because I think the first panel, and you're right, we did do a panel on it, and I think it was so confusing. I think that's why this one has been announced. That's why they're doing another one to try and give more detail because fans are baffled what they're doing. And you're right, they've overextended themselves. But this is, I'm going to be out straight, and I'm always going to be out straight. It's pure and utter grid. That's all it is. They haven't been making money the last couple of years, and I don't care what other accounts out there on Twitter or YouTube are saying that Doctor Who is popular and all this. The fact of the matter is it's not, right? And it's losing a lot of money everywhere, right? Now, what keeps them afloat is all the deals that they're doing. They're not making money off that merchandise. They're certainly not making money off new merchandise anyway. Right, so this is a blatant attempt from the licensees because they have suffered for a couple of years to try and make some money back. Daniel, I want to ask you: Time Lord Victorious, right? Failure or success, and Ninth Doctor Audio's failure or success. What do you reckon?
I think the jury's still out on the 9th of October because we don't know, and we don't know any of the details of that yet. So it's still a bit too early to say that. But in terms of the whole time of Victoria's project, I'm sorry, but it's a big nose to the eye, and it's truly an utter failure because because BBC expects that this is going to make them a hell of a lot of money. Well, I'm sorry, BBC, you're not going to get them out of cash that you think you're going to get from the and I'm so hard to Ain's back to the Geron. Back to the Geron. I'm afraid with that. And in terms of the Octa audios, it's kind of still early to in the whole echo situation because we don't know any of the details of any of the stories, but I'm Lord Victorious. I'm sorry right now. That's what it can look like another failure.
Yeah. You know, I was kind of hoping not, because,
Yeah.
you know, I do feel sorry for the licensees, but I even said at the time I thought this was too ambitious. I didn't think it'd work. You know, until I actually hear something of it myself, though, I'm not going to rush to judgments. But like yourself, trusted channels, you know, that have spoke about this, it's not making for good viewing or good listening, to be honest with you. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. With Eccleston, I do agree with you. But we do know some of the riders, if I'm correct. And I know some people are happy with some of the riders. Let's hope they don't go down the same route as most of these Big Finish audios lately seem to be going down. But Daniel, would you like to do your plugging and whatever you have?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. But what you know, as you know, on tonight I've done an absolutely amazing stream with but we've on moving, and I'm actually proud of that myself. I really enjoyed doing that stream, and it was actually my best. It was actually my best stream, believe it or not. But in terms of scheduled streams coming up, I've got two, obviously my sidekick Charlotte, I think travels for the Amazon of this as well. David travels through the time is on. I was for a couple of streams as well, and we're going to be reviewing the fan audio on the 6th and the 13th of October. That new fan audio that's on YouTube, and as well in November, Bill on it is back on the is back on my channel on the 2nd of November, and like or a like for a bit like finish review as well. We're going to be reviewing the Pirates from the very for from like finishes and early selection audio. So you can eye out for all those streams. And I would just like to say to everybody that joined me and everybody that watched the stream on after it went live, and thank you for all this work, because I know a lot of you enjoyed in the stream on tonight, and Bill on it was a fantastic to actually having my channel. But thanks very much for having me on. I know talk to you. I know talk to you after 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 the study emails over, because we chat all the time, right? I'll let you go and I'll get on your next streamer.
No problem. Listen, Daniel, it's always a pleasure having you on. And don't forget, when we do have the watch alongs back, we'll have you back on Sunday nights as well for them. Listen, absolute pleasure having you on. And thank you for actually talking Time Lord Victorious, because I know that I kind of had a feeling that's what you would actually focus on, which I'm glad, because we're getting we've had 3 callers so far now, and every single one has been different, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you for that, Daniel. Really an honor to have you on, and I'll see you soon, pal.
Yeah, see you soon, mate.
See you later. Right, let's keep them rolling. Just before I do, just real quickly, just give you one more opportunity. So there you go. It's in the chat. Right, let's bring him on. He's been waiting. I'll just wait until he puts his tea down. There you go. Right. So we've had him on the last couple. I'm glad he's on these, actually coming on to these, because we used to do the phone-ins, as you know, and everybody liked this. But this is better than the phone-ins because people can choose whether they want to show their face or not and whatever. And I think it's better this way. The stream seems to get out to a lot more people and there's less messing about. So again, just before I do get on, me guest, don't forget, if you do want to take part in the Tardis Zone talks every Friday, 8 p.m., all you have to do is download the free app Streamyard. Okay, it's free. You get 20 odd hours a month or something. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. There are no viruses on it. Okay, everybody downloads it. You can download it on your phone, your tablet, or your computer. I would advise though, if you want the stream to come through, if you want to come through perfectly, I would suggest the computer. But all those other pieces of technology that I have and said are actually okay as well. There might be just a little bit of a delay. But let's bring him on because he has been waiting. It's Gary. Nice to have you back on the Tardis Zone talks. And what would you like to talk about, pal?
Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be. Can I just say first that I thought Josh was absolutely brilliant. It's really good to see fresh faces. Yeah, but that's why the live streams are better as well. It's like Daniel's great as well, but I think it's great to see a face. It's, if you look at a face and you hear someone talk and you can emotionally connect to them. You can't do that with a phone in, really. And that's why I wouldn't bother with Twitter or anything like that, because what's coming out of people's hearts and they're writing down. And I think it's because, it's nasty anyway. A normal person wouldn't do it, but because there's no emotional connection, this is why you're getting all this dribble. I just stay away from it all. That's why I've got a peaceful life. But I wouldn't go on Twitter or anything. But what can you say? Doctor Who, it's so far removed from what it was. Its ethos, everything about it, its innocence, everything's just gone. It's just, it's absolutely horrific now. It's just sexualized. It's just ridiculous. It's so far removed. And I think this is why people are into, like, I'm a collector myself. I prefer all stuff, to be honest. But the likes of Time Lord Victorious, it's an expensive hobby, to be honest, and there'll be a lot of people out there who love Doctor Who, who'd love to be able to have these big finishing comics and things, and you can't afford them. I treat myself because obviously you can't go out and have a drink or anything as such. So I don't mind Time Lord Victorious. It's no different to B&M figures, really. It's a market. There's a market for people, and people are going to buy them. I'm one of them, and so far I think Time Lord Victorious has been great. I'm enjoying it. To me, it's real Doctor Who. That's what it should be like on the telly.
Well, it's good that we got someone else that has a different opinion about Time Lord Victorious, because I am actually hearing, obviously, as I said, and you've heard Daniel, obviously I think Rabbi is reviewing it as well. But it is interesting to hear someone actually thinks it's good. So, all I'd ask you is the story hard to follow? I don't want you to give that away. Obviously, if there is someone invested in this, I don't want spoilers or anything, because we don't want to ruin it for anybody. Because I'm not, no matter what people think, I'm not that bad. I don't want to be ruining stuff for you all. So, but is it what? I don't know what to really say. Come on, to give it some praise, give it some love. Tell me why you love it.
I absolutely loved it. First of all, the Ninth Doctor, Monstrous Beauty. It's great because we only had a year of the Ninth Doctor on telly, so I never really got to know him. And no matter how much I watch his theories, that's all I know of him. I don't know any more than that. So the Time Lord Victorious to me is excellent because I'm getting to know the Ninth Doctor more. But very much in the spirit of RTD and Moffat, but you'd have to understand Doctor Who mythology without giving spoilers away. You just need to understand Doctor Who mythology. you know, you understand Doctor Who basically from certainly from when Gallifrey, the third Doctor's era Gallifrey. Yeah, you need to understand the mythology from there onwards to understand. But it's simple enough to follow. It's not difficult to follow. The David Tennant one is really easy to follow. There's not much dialogue. It's more comic strip and more action than actual dialogue. So it's very easy to follow. The Ninth Doctor adventure, you really are going to have to know the mythology to understand it. It's a little bit hard to follow. If you don't know Doctor Who, it's very hard. But a casual viewer will be able to pick up the David Tennant, what's it called, Time Lord Victorious, #1. They'll be able to follow that really easily. That's not difficult to follow. But the Ninth Doctor one, you really do need to understand the mythology, the Doctor's past and whatever. That's all I'm going to say about it. But to make the good fun, simple enough. The graphics are good. The dialogue's good. I, for one, enjoy them. And I think they're worth the buy, especially if you're a collector, they're worth the buy. But like I say, it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
They are an expensive hobby. And a lot of people can't afford them. I mean, but they are well, personally, they are well worth the read.
Well, then there you go. Someone that likes Time Lord Victoria. So, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, look, I obviously haven't read that yet. I have been told Rabbi did say he'd sort that out for me. So when I get something, I'll read it myself and make a judgment on it myself. But yeah, okay. So I mean, look, obviously it's there are people out there that do like it, and there's people out there that don't like it. All I would actually say is this, though, is that if you do this like this just for the fact that, you know, you're disillusioned with Doctor Who and you don't want to support that, and I can kind of get that to a certain extent, but if you're going to start slamming it, at least, you know, listen. I always say that people always say, well, you can't criticize Series 11 until you watch it now. If you're going to criticize it, like how can you know if something's bad if you don't watch? And I do believe it's going to be the same with Time Lord Victorious. I do believe that until you actually listen to it yourself, that's why, you know, I'm only asking people's opinions. You know, I haven't listened to it, so I can't say whether it's going to be good or bad. I have put up some negative reviews, and obviously now we've got Gary here who actually thinks it's good. It's great. So if there's more people out there that actually do like Time Lord Victorious, let me know. I want to get more of yous on. Let us know why yous like it. You know, it's not all about negativity. But I know Daniel himself will do a full review of this. So right now, if he's not happy with it, that's obviously, you know, everybody like Gary, Daniel, and all of us in the fandom, we all have different opinions. Gary likes it. Daniel probably doesn't like it. You know, there'll be someone else out there that will absolutely love it, even more than Gary. You know, and there'll be someone that will absolutely hate it even more than Daniel. It's just, you know, that's fandom for you. But I mean, listen, that's it. You know, you can dislike something at first, and then as you keep reading, it can get better. You know, there is such thing as a slow start. You know, I don't think. Listen, Gary, though, I will say this though. I don't think. I hope they do, for the fact that people like you that are enjoying it right now. So for you, I hope it does work. But I just think this is so big to do. I just don't see it satisfying you guys the way you will probably want to be satisfied, especially if you're buying all the elements. It really has to be a spectacular story, in fairness now. Let's be honest. And I see you're already nodding your head, because it is true. This will have to be amazing, though, won't it? I mean, you can forgive a slow start, yeah? You can actually forgive a slow start, because it's like every TV show as well. It's first year. It's always finding its feet, you know, so you give it a bit of leeway. It could be the same with Time Lord Victorious. Slow start, give it a little bit of leeway, see what happens then. But if it doesn't catch you, if it doesn't start getting better and better as it goes on, then you know you're in trouble. But this story, in fairness, Gary, though, this will have to be amazing.
Well, we don't want it to be anticlimactic like the Key to Time, do we?
Exactly.
You know, but but actually, it's a good read. I mean, I don't know. No, do you read? Have you read any? Did you collect any Doctor Who comics or magazines or comic strips or anything like that?
No, not here in Ireland, man. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't have them. It was just me growing up. We didn't have much money, so I mean, Christmas and the birthdays was the only time that we were. And I taught myself as a bit of a scientist back in the day. So anytime I got a Christmas or birthday present, it either consisted of a microscope, a telescope, or science kit or something, experiment. It was nothing to do with Doctor Who. Like, I watched the show, but me and my dad had a few of the VHSs back in the day. But other than that, there was no other Doctor Who stuff in the house until I start buying stuff myself. But no, I haven't read Doctor Who comic, to be honest with you. It's something that I've never actually, in fairness, I don't read any comics. And I've been threatening, especially since the last year and a half, when everybody's been talking about comics, especially on Gary's channel. He talks about comics a lot. So that kind of started getting me interested. Then I was seeing all these independent comic book creators and stuff. So yeah, I do have an interest in it, but I don't, again, this is, I always say it though, and nobody, nudges me in the right direction. I might get the odd suggestion here and there, but nothing that makes me want to go. But I don't know where to start, if I was to start anywhere, or who to even start with. Like, I'm a fan of Batman, Superman, as I said, and obviously Doctor Who. So I suppose I'd probably start with one of those three. No. But I wouldn't know where to start, who to, what comics to look out for. I'm just not that well versed, if you know what I mean.
No, but I can send you some Doctor Who comics if you want some.
Oh.
I'll send you some I'll send you some Doctor Who comics.
Boy, you must collect a lot, do you?
Oh my gosh, I've been collecting the Doctor Who magazine for 40 years.
Wow.
My bad.
Like, even the magazine now, in the state that it's in, are you still buying that magazine?
Yeah, I'm just a collector. I'm just a collector, yeah. But I'll send you some comics, that's not a problem.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, man, I'd love that. Well, say no.
You'll have to find a way.
We'll figure out a way, all right. Yeah. Here, just hold on for a minute. You're breaking up a little bit, but I just want to feed the wife. There you go. Get her into you. Here's something for you. Look, I got you something. Here, look. There you go. Eat that. Calm down, dog. Calm down. Sorry about the dog. Ted has an opinion on food. Apparently, he likes his mammy's food.
Well, I've got a chat with her. Her name's Millie. She's 14 now. She's asleep on the bed. But yeah, I don't know whether you remember me last year. You remember Orphan 55?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Orphan 55, where the woman kept shouting Benny.
What? Sorry, because I have Cheryl in me here there.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you were saying about the dog being asleep on the bed, but I was talking about Orphan 55, where the woman kept going on about Benny, Benny, Benny. But I had a dog at the time called Benny, and it was mauled to death. I remember your wife being upset. Yeah. So every time I heard Benny on Orphan 55, you can imagine, because people were laughing about it, where every time I heard Benny, I was so upset because the dog was being killed. But that's a different story. But no, the thing with the Doctor Who comics was Titan had released a lot of comics, and they released a weekly series, and then suddenly they came out in book format, graphic comic book format. So I got them, but I've still got all the Titan originals. One of them's called The Four Doctors, but I'll send you them, no problem.
Man. Great. Well, listen, we'll get in contact off air anyway, and we'll definitely sort that out. Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Listen, I still think you have a bit of time there. You got about 2 minutes. Is there anybody you want to plug or at, or Or
like Josh, I just follow all the other ones, you know, Nerdrotic, Overlord, Baby versus Heel Face, yourself, Bowles Trek as well. I love Bowles Trek. Oh my god!
I know, it's good to see him back full time now. Actually,
well, when it was first announced that Jodie Whittaker was going to become the Doctor, I wrote a letter complaining to the BBC, and I didn't have the bottle to post it. It was a nice letter. It wasn't an awful letter or whatever. It was just issues that I had at the time. But it was when I got onto Bowles Trek's videos, I thought, is it just me being negative? Is it just me who doesn't like this particular Doctor? And then when I found Bowles Trek, and then I discovered Nerdrotic, and then it went on through there, and then I discovered yourself, and it's been an amazing journey, though, hasn't it? It's been great.
Listen, it's gone through a tough time now.
Rabbi, sorry.
Doctor Who will bounce back. It doesn't survive this long without knowing how to survive. It went through something similar in the late 80s. I would actually have to say I think this is worse. But can it survive? I have my doubts. But one thing that it does have going for it does have that name Doctor Who. And that name, in my opinion, is still a powerful name even to this day. And it's just, it does break me heart listening to Josh earlier. And you can actually hear the outpouring of love and emotion. Even you, just there now, you could just see it in people's faces. And you can see, yeah, they're reminiscing. You can see it's a reminiscent face, but also you can see sadness in people's eyes. And that's just where it sets me off, because I don't think these people that slag us all the time kind of understand how much this show actually does mean, and that it does connect very emotionally and personally to a lot of people, and it has helped people through their darkest days, including myself. You know, it's more than just a TV show to some of us. And until they start thinking like that, then they'll understand where we're coming from. The Doctor Who will be back, but right now it actually needs a doctor, as the Master said. It needs a doctor. What the world needs is a doctor. What Doctor Who needs is a doctor. So let's get Doctor Who back. Gary, listen. You and Josh kind of got to be there now, but thank you for coming on. I'm glad you're back, buddy. I know you were saying you do still watch the streams, but you've been behind the scenes a lot. But it's great to see you back here again, doing your thing. As I said, you're more than welcome here every Friday, pal. When we do these shows, and thanks for coming on. Do you want to plug anybody real quick? Oh, you've already did that, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add briefly before we leave it at that?
That's okay. Thanks, Noel. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Right, listen, you look after yourself. Have a great weekend.
No problems. I'll get in touch with you over the comics and things.
No problem. Thanks, Gary. I really do appreciate that, though, by the way. And I'll let you know. I'll read them, and I'll let you know what I think, man. I might even do an old stream with you. We might review them or something, yeah?
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Might review them with you. That'd be great. Right, listen, thanks, Gary. I'm going to bring her because she's been waiting a long time. I can't believe she waited this long. Being fantastic.
Bye. Bye-bye.
See you later, Gary. Just before we get our on, it looks like the dinner is not nice, isn't it? Did I mess up the dinner? You can't put it in the fridge hot. Take the lid off. It'll fester with germs and stuff. It can be highly dangerous. Right. So we'll bring on our last guest. So here we go. I love the topic of Doctor Who comics. Well, the older ones, of course, there's Clobbering Times. Yeah, if we do that stream with Gary, if you're a fan of obviously the comic books, I'm pretty sure we can arrange to have you on that stream with us as well. If you're available, obviously. You're more than welcome to come on. Hey, Loki. Loki's Morning of Mischief is in the chat. please give the channel a subscribe. Yeah, give the channel a little sub there. And don't forget to hit the notification bells of every channel so you're notified of new videos, streams, and all of that other nonsense. Right, let's bring her on because she's been waiting. I don't know whether she's Daniel's sidekick or or Daniel is her sidekick. But either way, it's the one and the only Queen Charlotte. And that didn't go right. Let's do that again. It's the one and the only Queen Charlotte.
Hello.
And it worked this time.
And it worked.
How are you?
I'm good. I was a bit like coming on because my dog was not wanting to come in from being outside. So I was like shouting at it.
Yeah, that can happen. Ted is the same. Except we have to go out with him, but when we're waiting for him to come out of a bush or something, he just totally blanks us now just to, yeah.
Yeah, dogs do what they want, don't they?
Right, so there's everybody is basically spoke about something different. I don't know what you actually want to, what you would like to highlight tonight, so I'll just let you kick it off. What would you like to talk about there, Charlotte?
Well, I was thinking to be positive, considering all the rubbish that's been going on with fighting and drama and all that stuff we don't need. I just want to talk about what I love, and it's one of the, if I want to say silver linings of all the mess currently, and I think this is brilliant and it's lovely that this has happened, it's that we've all found each other, that we've all made these little friendships, these little groups, and it's sort of come from something that we were either upset or beside ourselves. And I just find it amazing that we all love this show, and that's always going to connect us. And we've all sort of made these little communities that, in a way, whatever happens with the show, we know we've got each other's backs. And I've made some amazing friendships. Me and Daniel now, he's sort of become like my little brother. Like, the fact that you let me come on, and now I'm a lot more confident on the streams, and I would never have done this a couple of months ago if you would have said, oh yeah, you'll be on YouTube talking with people, because I'm very good at sounding confident when I'm actually can be very nervous in real life. And I just remember being so frustrated with the show and sort of having that thing of, I didn't have a lot of friends. I had a few that were Who fans, but not 10 ton. And I just needed somewhere to vent. So I found your chat, and I found a couple of other channels. And then once I got in the chat and I started chatting with people, you sort of, like I said, you make these links. And it's just, I think that's going to have to be, if there's anything we remember from this, it has to be this, that we have made these lovely communities.
I agree. I mean, we get criticized for being negative all the time, but what they don't actually see is, as you said, there are friendships formed, and it is because of one thing, it's our love of Doctor Who that has brought us all together. I think people forget that as well, especially on the other side. The reason why we're all together, the reason why we defend each other is because, Doctor Who brought us together, and as Charlotte has rightly pointed out, a lot of people have made there's little cliques, friendships happening. It's brilliant. I met my wife and married her, but I would never have met her if she wasn't a fan of Doctor Who. We met on a group that I run. She decided to send a request to the group, and of course, like everybody else, we got chatting, and we fell in love and got married. And I'm not saying everybody's going to fall in love, get married, but that's my point. Like, people are made. It is Charlotte is right. This era might be bad, but remember all the friendships, all the people that we've met. And we all have one thing in common, the love of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's like that scene with Tennant when he's got all the companions in the Tardis, And Sarah says to him, once they've obviously saved the day and he's saying the goodbyes, and I love this line from Sarah, and I think it applies to a lot of us right now, when she says, "You think you're so lonely, but you've got the biggest family in the world." And I think a lot of us can connect with that right now. That we probably all had dark times and moments where we were watching this show we loved. And we've all had those sort of like, and it does get you, and you have got this emotional connection. So it isn't just watching something that's bad.
Yeah.
We can all watch bad shows, but the fact that we're watching something we love and it's something we've all got different stories, like Josh was talking about, like Gary was talking about, like me discovering it in 2005, and we've all got that touching point. And I just think we all need to remember that sometimes, whatever side we want to say we're part of, whatever stupid fights we're getting in, or whatever it is, we just need to think and go back and just remember we all had that moment when we first saw the Doctor. We all met that madman in a box and fell in love. And at the end of the day, the Doctor is about forgiveness. Because
yeah, true.
He could forgive Missy. And what's that speech? One of Peter's, it's one of my favourite Doctor speeches. Where I stand is where I fall.
Yeah, that's
and it's all
favorite.
about, we all will do these things that we're probably not proud of. We've all said something that afterwards we've probably gone, oh God, that was probably really bad. But if we can just not let ourselves get bogged down with that. And I think we all can get bogged down. And I've seen a few people of late do this. And I just I got to this stage where I'm just fed up of being angry and upset.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
we
we
need
see
to find
other people out there as well, like attacking people that do source news like mine or report on rumors. There seems to be a thing there as well where all of a sudden, if it doesn't come from certain people, well, then everybody else is lying. It's gone ridiculous. I mean, it's even some people that we would consider on our side that are even acting like this. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I mean, look, I said this a few weeks back, and I'll say it again. Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's era will end either way. It's just when, right? But it's going to end. So we've got, look, I reckon another year, if they ever do film series 13, of course, and she does get to do it, we never know what happens with the current situation. But if she does film series 13, she's not gone past series 13. She'll be gone. She will be gone, and so will he. And then we can start again. So I mean, look, just it's one more year. Well, probably a couple of years now because of this, but it would have been only one more year. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm even getting, look, even today. I wake up and I check my Twitter, and it's just some numpty that just doesn't like something I've said. And listen, they wouldn't even know what I said if it wasn't being highlighted by that other account.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, all these people, they're going to go away.
Yeah, exactly.
The more militant ones, the more militant ones, they're here for Jodie. I'm good on them for that, but they're going to go away. And we're going to be the ones who are going to go, right, what's the next Doctor? Who's going to step into this role? Because we care about the character that much.
Exactly.
That we can.
Exactly.
I know for
the conversation will still carry on for us. It won't ever go away. The reason why she gets criticized and he gets criticized is because the writing's not up to scratch, and some fans believe that our acting is not up to scratch, and some of the comments that she's made have been good. But listen, make no mistake about it. If the next person to replace Jodie Whittaker, and it does happen to be a man, which I highly doubt, but if it is a man, right, all I'll say is if they carry on with that same rhetoric the way Jodie Whittaker has, trust me, we'll all be acting the same way. Right? Doctor Who is not a political football. It's not a platform, right? It's an entertainment family show, sci-fi. That's what it is, Okay, I think people have forgotten that these programs are supposed to be entertainers. I have stopped the clock, by the way, Charlotte, because I feel a rant coming on. But I'm just saying, people have forgotten, the people that are making Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker herself, have forgotten that this is, after all, supposed to be an entertaining family sci-fi show with a little bit of history stuck in there. And yes, if you want to put a message across, you can, but story always comes first. Always. And you do it within the confines of the show, with the limitations within the show. The show has a structure, you stay within that structure. As soon as you start tearing down that structure, like Chris Chibnall has done with the Timeless Children's story arc, well, then you get a completely different animal. So this isn't Doctor Who, because he hasn't stayed within the confines of the structure that has been there for over 50 years. He hasn't stuck with the formula. He's tried to change it. And it just...
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's this era, it's not going to stand to it's going to be for, how do I word this?
It's not going to stand the test of time.
No, because I can watch Chris, I can watch David, I can watch Matt, I can watch Peter. And now I'm discovering the classic thanks to you guys. And we can all go back and watch, and they've not been touched. And I know for some people it has tainted them, and I feel so bad for that. But at the end of the day, those stories, they're going to become myth. They're going to stay. They're not going to go from this fandom. Because Russell and Moffat understood. It doesn't matter what group you represent. It doesn't matter what tick box you put in a story. Because that's only going to be relevant for that time. What's going to stay is moments like I referenced, like Tennant with all the companions at Journey's End. And that absolute feeling of euphoria and the proper punching like your hand in the ceiling moment. Moments like Capaldi doing Where I Stand is Where I Fall. Like him doing the Zygon speech. Like for me, Matt doing the Ringlings of Akaton speech when he's talking about, I know mysteries that you would never know, because that rang true to me because I saw the Doctor's pain. And I'll always remember those moments. And they'll always stick with this fandom, whatever happens. Then these moments, they'll be relevant for now.
Yeah.
But they'll fade.
Of course. That's what I mean. I don't see, you're right, this era is not going to stand the test of time. It's going to be one of those things, and I said this, it's going to be like the movie. It's there. We know it's there. But we just kind of, and I know there are fans of the movie, right? It's the same with this. There are fans of this era, but it will be one of those things by most of us that will be one of those dirty little things that exist, but we don't really talk about. It gets brought up the odd time, but we don't bring it up, right? The only reason why the film gets more attention is because Paul McGann actually was a great Doctor, and we've all wanted to see him get his own series because we do believe that he was, he should have been given a chance to play the Doctor. And I know Moffat did facilitate that in a way, and I will be forever grateful for Moffat for doing that. But to be honest with you, I think he kind of he stopped a little bit short. The webisode was great, but could you imagine if that had been a whole just one-off episode, even? Just one episode, a 45-minute episode leading up to when he goes into the sisterhood of Karen, and then he takes the potion. Could you?
Or you put it in the bleeding 60, for God's sake.
So it would have been. They could still do that. Listen, I for any Doctor. Listen, I know how much I've said I'd love Eccleston because he didn't appear for the 50th. Now that he's doing Big Finish, now I know some people have said out there just because he's doing Big Finish doesn't mean that he's going to do the 60th. I agree, 100%. He is still bitter. This is a baby step, right? But if the right circumstances like they did for Big Finish occur, there could be a possibility of that man being in the 60th. I would bet me me 2 cents on that. That if the conditions were right, the right people were there that he felt comfortable working with, I think it could work. But if Paul McGann was announced, I'd be more excited for that because McGann one. Eccleston has a series under his belt. McGann only has a movie and a webisode. He deserves so much more. But Charlotte, I'll let you actually make a point on that, and then I'll let you do the shout outs there. So you can actually make your point on, because I know you want to make a point on Paul McGann there about his doctor. He is a doctor that I think a lot of fans would love to see, though. And I think that's everybody in the chat would agree with that as well, wouldn't you? Paul McGann, he's a true bridge between the classic and new. I agree, Nerdaholics. I agree 100%, Sean. Bang on. Spot on. Right, go ahead, Charlotte. I stopped the clock, by the way. So just in case anybody was running. You've got 2.5 minutes there anyway. So I'll just let you make your point on McGann. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I think McGann is a testament to what I was saying. He only had a movie, but because fans loved his Doctor so much, he got Big Finish. And those stories, they are some of the crown jewels of Big Finish, his stories. And this is what I've always thought with Who, and this is what I want to finish with, to try and, like I said, get people a bit more positive. At the end of the day, Chibnall can write what he wants. The BBC can tell us what they want to do with this show. But at the end of the day, we're the guardians of this character. And I don't care if you think that's gatekeeping. We're the ones that keep the Doctor alive. We're the ones that, if it's not on telly, we write stories, we create audios, we do all these things because we keep this character alive. That's what a myth does. That's why Robin Hood survived thousands of years, because that character, those stories were so important and so wonderful. And that's what the Doctor is. He's a modern day myth. And that means all of us, we keep that going. So just remember that and just wait and see what happens. But we sort of keep the hearts of the Doctor going.
Yeah, you're right, fans. You're right. You're absolutely spot on. That might sound a bit arrogant, but you are right. We are the gatekeepers for these characters. We're the ones that spend their money. You're right. We are the ones that fans are the ones that will create the audio, create the fan films as we've seen in the past. Create all this wonderful art that we see every single day. They're the one you're right. Fans keep this, and they're not listening to the fans. and that's why 7 million people or 7 million households tuned out. Yes, it was the British public, but it was also the fans as well. They're just disillusioned. They've been robbed of their show, and that's exactly what's happened. They've been robbed. The show has been kidnapped and taken by a crook, a person that does not. And I'm sorry, Chris Chibnall may have been a Doctor Who fan. I would actually question that anyway, with the veracity of his attack on Pip and Jane Baker. Anyway, if you ever see that interview, just everything that he says, actually, he's actually describing his future era, because everything he said to them should be applied to his era. I don't think this man was a Doctor Who fan ever, because you look at what he's written. This is not a fan. This is someone that came along, saw this sci-fi show. It was British, so he watched it like everybody else, but he wasn't a fan. He had it in his head. I guarantee you, even at that time when he's doing that interview, that smug little asshole is thinking to himself that, oh, well, I'm going to be a writer one day. And one day I'll get a chance
to do what I want. Now, people say, yeah, but you said he turned it down before. Yeah, he probably wasn't ready. He was probably putting the finishing touches to what he wanted to do. And then finally, when the time was right, he took the show, and we're seeing it playing out now. This guy does not respect Doctor Who and never has, because you could tell by his writing. Because
If you're going to criticize someone, then do exactly what the others do, but actually do it worse. You're no fan. You don't understand the show. And he certainly doesn't understand the Doctor's character. Look how Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is being written. Right? Not great at all. It's actually sad. And, you know, I agree. Charlotte is right. You know, she tried to end positively, and we should end on a positive here. It's Doctor Who is going through something right now, and we will be there as we have been all the time.
To quote a certain old band, one day I will return.
Yeah, we have not abandoned this show. No matter how much I talk about this era and how bad it is, I watched series 11 and 12. It's probably more than likely, and I'm just going to say it to you out straight because I'm honest, probably more than likely that I will watch the special, but I'll watch it after the fact, and it's being sorted for me that I don't just put it this way. I'll watch it, but BBC will not get me view. Simple as that. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction, to be honest with you. So, yeah. But I'll probably watch it because at the end of it all, you know, Gary said it a few weeks back here, you know, after all, we are Doctor Who fans and we're still going to be curious. And he's right. The curiosity is still there. Do you know, no matter how bad the timeless child was or children was, I actually want to see how this ends. I have to for my own peace of mind. I know it sounds insane. Why would I put myself through that? But I don't
because you love these characters, but
yeah,
they'll always be with us.
I know, and I don't know why I'm sitting there watching it being destroyed. Some people will say, "Well, why? If you love it, why are you watching it big?" Because I don't know. I have to. Maybe I have to see to believe that it's actually happening. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. If anybody seen me time this child panel anyway, you'll see how hard it was for me. That still remains the most upsetting thing that I've ever seen. I'm being honest.
Yeah, but like I said, we've got each other now.
Upsetting thing, and I've seen some horrors over the years that we consider upsetting, or I've seen events that have been very upsetting. And not to disrespect or belittle any event out there that's happened that has been really, really bad. But this really hit me to the core. And for a while, it did taint Classic Who. You mentioned that a few minutes ago, actually. But it hasn't anymore. I've been able to separate, finally, the two. As two separate entities. But in saying that, I still know that this other one exists and it appeared on screen. So I'm one of these people. It doesn't matter. You can have your own head canon. It's still canon because it's on screen and it was written. Until someone comes in and actually changes it, it's canon right now. And I hate to say that because it hurts, but that is the truth.
Yeah, but this thing will fade into obscurity.
It will. And then hopefully then one day when BBC isn't pandering and isn't afraid, you know, and is pandering to a certain vocal minority on Twitter, and they decide that they've had enough on that, they're actually going to start entertaining the whole of the British public. When they get to that place, then I will have hopes for the future of Doctor Who. But I hope it happens sooner rather than later. I mean, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man now. But I'd like to see it before I have my time and I have to say goodbye to it. You know, so it'd be nice to see Doctor Who back to some sort of form of glory. And I do believe that if there's a will from the BBC and whoever takes over the show, and if it's promoted properly, and you know, you got Tim Davie in there that does know how that kind of stuff works. So maybe with his guidance, if he's not the yellow belly, as I actually think he really is, and we're not actually going to get much from Tim Davie, it looks like. I could be wrong, but the early signs are not great, to be honest with you. We'll have to see who supports him in the chair. Maybe he is biding his time, but it's not looking good. So unless BBC actually have the will to actually start making entertainment that actually makes money for them, well then, and the regime does need to change. But it can happen. Listen, this is the thing. This is, and people will say, BBC is never going to get another opportunity to fix this now. And this is the perfect opportunity for them to fix it now. We're in a situation that none of us thought we would be in. And because of that situation, we haven't been able to go out as much as we like because of that situation. Now, with that said, obviously, there were some things filming more. There was filming in Wales and stuff. But with all these localized restrictions that have been recently announced in all 3 countries, including my own, which makes 4, and Northern Ireland, which would make 5. All of us, all the neighbour countries, we've all started local lockdowns in different parts of our countries. So again, this whole film and scheduling thing that Hugh Fullerton was talking about, and a couple of other papers that were talking about, they're talking out of their arse, because there's no way anybody can predict. And as I said, and I've been saying this from the beginning, and I've even been criticised for saying this, because apparently I'm not allowed, but apparently it's wrong to say that nobody knows. And I'll continue to say that you're getting conflicting reports left, right, and centre. Not only that, you're getting conflicting reports from YouTube channels that do rumour and source news. So with all those different conflicting reports coming out left, right, and centre, I think it's very hard to predict anything right now. And anybody saying that they know 100% that the series is definitely coming back filming before the end of the year is lying to you, because nobody can predict right now what's going to happen in the UK. What normally happens is Boris will make an announcement. Wales then normally follow suit. Scotland always go that little one step further. You got to love the Scots. Nicola Sturgeon always makes her announcement, I think, before, when she knows that there's going to be an announcement, she'll make hers beforehand. But there's no way you're going to be able to predict when this series. So if any newspaper articles out there that said that in a few weeks' time, which was a few weeks ago, well, clearly we're still not filming, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. Next year is what some people are saying, and I would say that would be more realistic. But again, because of the times we're in, we don't know what's going to happen after these 3 weeks of these localized lockdowns are actually going to do, right? Then they'll lift them, then they'll let us go out for another 2 weeks, and then they'll probably lock us down again. It's just unpredictable right now. You cannot make any assessment on whether she's filming or not. So why do I bring this up? Well, as I said, BBC have an opportunity now because of the situation that we're in, and because there are doubts of when Series 13 could actually film, right? They've already got a special there, right? And I know it's being mentioned and it has been rumoured. And again, I would say it's rumour and speculation. I'm not saying she's regenerating Christmas. It's rumour and speculation. But I will say this. This would be the opportunity if they wanted to start afresh. They could regenerate our Christmas and then bring Doctor Who back with a new Doctor. Leave it on a cliffhanger, as I said, right? And then bring it back in a year or two. Don't even take that long of a break. A year or two when everything has died down with this current situation. And hopefully by then, as I said, there might be some sort of vaccine, or maybe something that we can take that will, keep us immune, something, right? They have some sort of remedy for this current situation. But as I said, it's going to be all very hard to predict. So we'll just have to wait and see. So again, I will say it, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows right now. And we'll continue to do our videos anyway. And if I do get any more news, or, there's other channels out there that do some source news, you know who they are. Go and check them out as well. I would say, sub to all of them so you can, sift through all the information yourselves and come up with your own theories and have your own little debates, because that's what fandom has done for decades. There'll be some in the fandom now that actually don't like you talking about the latest rumor and speculation, and actually come out and blatantly call you a liar. Now that didn't happen before Jodie Whittaker was cast. Nobody would actually come out and call you a liar. If you put out rumor and information, yeah, you'd have some people saying, "Oh, it's bull crap," or whatever it is. Yeah, but you'd never have people coming out and calling you a liar. You'd have people asking you to cite sources and all of that usual rubbish, but you wouldn't have people turning on you and calling you a liar. But apparently, if you do that sort of news, or if you're certain YouTubers, because certain YouTubers are clever out there, they'll say, "Well, come to us because we've been right about this, that, and the other all the time," right? It doesn't matter whether you're right one time. You could be wrong this time. Nobody knows. You know what to say? Nobody knows why Elvis threw it all away. Do. Right, I see Super John wants to come on. The link is in the chat. You can find the link in the chat real quick. I'll bring it on for the 10 minutes, and then we'll call it a night there, Super John. Here, hold on. I'll try give you the link there. Right. So one more person. So Super John has asked to come on. So let's see, because Super John hasn't been on since we done the watch along. So if he wants to come on, there you go. No, I did it wrong again. See, I'm supposed to be this. Criminal mastermind when it comes to faking stuff and photoshopping and all this rubbish, and I can't even post the bloody link in the bloody chat properly. There you go. Oh, see, I'm after doing it wrong again. What am I doing wrong? Don't do it for me, because I want to do it myself. Right, so it's that, and then it's onto that, and then it's that. There we go. Right, there you go. It's right there, Super John, underneath your comment there. So if you want to pop in real quick. And Charlotte, sorry I rambled on a little bit, but sorry, we'll keep the family up, so you have to go. No problem. Listen, thanks for coming on. Absolutely delighted to have you on as usual. And we will see you back for the classic watch-alongs, which come back next weekend. Right, let's bring him on, because he's super. No, sorry. I'm wrong. He's real. He's the real super doctor. We've got a real super doctor in the chat.
Hey, Noel.
How are you, John?
Not bad. It's getting a wee bit cold up here. We're having some frosty nights.
Yeah, same here, mate. Listen, the temperature has dropped the last couple of nights. I literally went to bed like an icicle. This morning.
It's like I have to put the heating on as well now.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, we've got these mad radiators, but if you put the heating on, it takes all your electricity. So we just use blankets now. So the winter for us is basically just blankets on the sofa and just keeping ourselves wrapped up warm with hot cups of tea and stuff. It'd be great when we put the cooker on to cook something, because then you have about an hour of heat or something. So it doesn't be too bad. But look, we're used to it now. But yeah, it's not as cold as Scotland anyway, but Dublin does drop in temperature, because obviously we're on the east coast.
It's supposed to be -3 here tonight.
Oh jeez.
On the west coast. and away up north as well.
Damn.
But
So there's a lot. Everybody spoke about different topics tonight. Actually, where about yourself? Do you want to talk about
I was
something?
going to ask you to see what was happening on Saturday, because is Rabbi back on Saturday?
We're doing the second Peter Cushing movie.
Oh, that's great! I love that one.
So that's what we're doing
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, listen, you do be part of the stream. If you want to come on for that, yeah, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, no bother at all.
We'll bring you on for that one. That's no problem. Yeah, Rabbi is back. Actually,
Well, that's good.
So you will have. Obviously, he has been still throwing up content, but you'll obviously get more content now that he's back. But we did record a video vault with him, which he put up on his channel tonight. Well, he obviously would have scheduled it. See, Rabbi, I have to give it to him. I have to start getting that.
Yeah.
Savvy myself. See, Rabbi probably spends a whole day recording a lot of videos, and then he'll schedule them all through the week. Or you probably get 2 or 3 done a day and does that every day until he has enough. And then he schedules them all and then does the live streams as well in between that. It's actually very clever. And I'm going to have to start doing that myself, start scheduling some videos as well for you guys. Because, get more content out there. Obviously, we've got, by the way, I don't have the timer on for you, John, because you're the last person.
All right.
Because I'm going to be finishing up shortly anyway. So you might as well just hang on anyway. I know you've got stuff to say, so I'll let you say your stuff. But listen, next month, obviously, it's only a couple of days, but no, not a couple of days. What's it, a week away? The Star Wars, #Star Wars Mania starts on the channel. Yes, we will have the first Star Wars movie. The original trilogy, obviously. We're not doing any of that prequel rubbish. Well, I might actually, because I actually don't, there's a couple of the prequel, yeah. I mean, they're not great, but compared to what we got, yeah, the prequel trilogy actually looks fantastic. But we want less talked about the other ones, which we won't be doing. But also, I'll be doing a review of The Mandalorian season 1. It will be an overall review of the whole show, the whole series, I should say, because obviously The Mandalorian comes back next month. It's next month, isn't it? Yeah, October, I think. Comes back next month. So we'll be doing an episode by episode review of that. So we'll have the 3 movies, the 3 original movies. We'll also have a review of The Mandalorian, and then, as I said, episode by episode review of season 2. So plenty of Star Wars to come on the channel, and also I have something else in the pipeline as well, which I think a lot of Trekkies will be very happy about as well. As I said, we're branching out and we're doing more stuff other than Doctor Who, and I'm making a genuine effort. And listen, I actually like The Mandalorian, so I'm actually really excited to talk about that. But I'm also a Trek fan. I've been also invited on a couple of Trek streams, which I'll be doing as well, and we'll be talking Trek on this channel as well. But I'll keep it to myself for now. I won't tell you exactly what we're doing yet, because I don't know whether to do one of the shows or to do the movies. Now, if we're doing the movies, right, this is all I'm just going to say to you. If we do the movies, we're doing them all. Everything. That's how, including the JJ ones. So, I'll just be warned. Just be warned. Right, because I am a huge Trek fan. And you know, Doctor Who, obviously a level above that to me in my eyes, but I am a huge Trek fan, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, Yishaba asked me for Blake 7, and I am going to get around to watching that next week at some stage. I'm going to start watching now because I know Lee also, the two Lees, I see the two of you are talking there, because I know you just keep asking me to do it, and I will. It's just I get so many TV shows to watch. You know what I mean? I only got to The Mandalorian there a couple of weeks back. So I am getting through them all. So I'm going to shut up now. I told you what's on the channel. That's basically me plug. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to all the guests. And I want to thank all of my guests tonight, including our new caller in, Josh. Thank you for sharing your stories. Really appreciate it. Charlotte, as usual, absolute honor to have you on. Fantastic lady, you have to say. Daniel, international treasure. We all love you on this channel, and of course, Lee, Gary, Lee. Fourthly, you're a legend. Thank you for the rebrand of the channel. Love everything that you do, and thank you for always having me back. Because you know, there's one thing that means a lot to me is loyalty, and you know, yeah, if anybody out there has shown that time and time again. It's yourself, along with a few others, but especially you. You've always been there for me, so thank you. And Gary, thanks for coming on again, as usual. It's been a while since we had you on, but it's been an absolute pleasure to see you back, and I'm really, really enjoying these streams. And as I said, guys, you know, whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't necessarily have to be Doctor Who all the time either. If there's other stuff that you want to talk about, you are more than welcome. Trust me, I keep up on everything, well, almost everything. But if there is something that, if you are coming on, right, and you know that you want to come on, and there's something that you are going to highlight, and you don't think that I know much information about it, send me an article, a link, or whatever to something, so I can read up on it. So when you come on, then I kind of know what you want to talk about. Okay, and with that, I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to hand you over to John, because I know John has a few things. Are you actually going to talk about what we talked about tonight, or are you just going to talk in general, John?
Well, I'm going to talk about one thing that happened to me today. I was in Asda today, and I had heard over the tannoy. You know how they've got the ads over the tannoy, advertising stuff. I heard Nick Briggs' voice, and he was mentioning about a Doctor Who Big Finish audio, and Asda saying get it for £20, and I heard the Tardis take off, and it's the only thing that was in Asda Doctor Who related was this record, and they were advertising this record for £20, and it was called, I think it was called The Common Men or something like that. And it was a Fifth Doctor audio.
Wow. And
I was surprised by that, because there is absolutely no Jodie Whittaker stuff, no toys, no Doctor Who toys, no nothing. Just this, they were just bigly advertising this Big Finish record.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because it leads me into something that I forgot to ask the rest of you. Sorry, folks, but I last John. So, John, as you've seen, there was actually new figures announced. There's a couple of new Who figures that are announced. I still think I have the photograph, but while you're talking, I'll look for the photograph. But what's your impressions? Do you know what? I have to be honest with you again, and I'm just saying it as I say it. There seems to be a bit of a mixed reaction to people. You've got obviously some people that absolutely love them. And it's not necessarily criticism of the new era stuff. It's more criticism of some people are saying the repaints and they're not done very well. Others are saying that the molds aren't great. They're the kind of complaints that are being made. Now, if anybody is complaining the fact that there is new Who merchandise, I'd say even to you, get a life. I mean, at the end of the day, they are gonna produce some. All we're saying is it's just not selling, but it doesn't mean that they don't that they don't have a right to make it. So don't be complaining because they do a Yazda, because that is petty, that kind of stuff. I just don't see it selling, to be honest, but I could be wrong. But John, I mean, we seem to be getting a lot of these all of a sudden. You know, there's been a lot of talk about no merchandise sales, and then we seem to be getting announcement after announcement after announcement. And isn't it funny that I've been saying that a lot of these companies, licensees, haven't been making money for the last
I think it's
years.
crazy.
And then all of a sudden, we're getting all of these different figures from all of these different licensees. We're getting Time Lord Victorious. We're getting the Ninth Doctor from Big Finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of them, Titan Comics. They're all getting involved, and people are saying, "Come on, yeah, it's logical." Yeah, look,
It's obvious. It's obvious what's going on.
Yeah, of course there is. They suffered financially, and this is why all this stuff was being rolled out. And listen, I don't blame them, right? The problem that I have is that I would, because they're desperate to make money, I'd still like them to take their time on the projects and not rush them, and actually make them good. And even if I do come out and say they're a cash grab, if I was to listen to one or read one and it ends up being great, well, then I'll come out and say, listen, I did call it a cash grab at first, but after reading it, you know, I can understand why they put the price on it and all. I'd still be suspicious at the time, but I'd be praising it. I would be praising it because, you know, if it's good, it's good. If it's crap, it's crap. Yeah. You know? But yeah, but John, go ahead, because I'm gonna try. I think I have that photograph of the stuff.
I've seen the Peter Davison Tardis, the visitation set, and it looks quite good. Peter's got his Panama on, and he's in his first season costume. And I think he's got the stalk of celery in his lapel, and the police box is quite good. It's just the same one as the Caves of Androzani B&M set, I think.
That's what people are saying, that these seem to be just remolds. And if that's the case, again, I would be like saying, well, fair enough, but if they're remolds and people know, well, then you're not putting effort into them, are you? You're just basically using what you have there, so you're not producing new molds. And then the question would have to be asked, then, why aren't they producing new molds?
It was the first one they released was the John Pertwee one, and then they released a Tom Baker regeneration one, and then they released a different colour of John Pertwee's one. And I mean, they're all the same molds, they're all the same sizes and that, but just different paint jobs and different colours.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
The same.
I think it's on my Twitter account. Hold on, I'll just get it up here. We'll Google it real fast. So, just bear with me for 1 second, folks. Thank you. And dance for me, Teddy. Do. Right, where are we? Go. That's not it. Where is it? Where is it?
Try Ian's Twitter. I think he had a picture of it.
Yeah. Hold on, is this it? Right. I think I have it, have I? Doctor Who action figures. Jesus, they look. I don't know. Looking at that, I don't think that's them, but looking at them, that doesn't look great. So just no, it was Yaz. It wasn't the 13th Doctor, wasn't it?
No, there wasn't any 13th Doctor.
No, there's the Jadoon. Yeah, I want the Jadoon though. Yeah, right. That's not it. Okay, that's a bit weird. Why isn't it shown here? Is this a? This should be it. It's the Doctor. I'm on the official Doctor Who. They literally just announced. Oh, there they are. They literally just announced them. Right, Friends of the 13th Doctor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so here we go. So I'll put these up on screen. You can tell me if they're the right ones. I think they are. So let's see. Right. Let me know what you think. So we've got the old Yasmin Khan doll there. Probably got more personality than the actual character in Doctor Who. And then we've got the Tolson Cole one. Actually, I have to say the Tolson Cole face looks like the one that actually looks like the person. The Yaz one, you know, you can still tell it's a Yaz doll, but it's the features on it are not, you know, not that great. But with Ryan's one now, absolutely fantastic. Even Bradley Walsh's one, you could tell it's Bradley Walsh, but it doesn't really look like him. So these are the ones that they've put out. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. So that's
I think that lot will likely sell because it's got Bradley Walsh in it.
Probably. Listen, either way, even if they do sell, I'm not interested anyway. I don't really care, and they're not going to sell as much as this kind of stuff would.
But this is another great one. I think it's got Romana in the Horns of Nymon outfit, and it's got Mary Tam in the I forget what one that was. It'll come to me that story, but that's Sarah Jane in a kind of combat outfit.
Yeah. Again, the face is not. I'm a stickler for stuff like that because even back in the day in the 80s, me toys, me wrestlers that I used to get, they had deadly faces. The faces were actually brilliant. They always did the faces great, actually. But listen, again, if you're a collector of these things, and I do have a few myself. To be honest, I have all of the Doctors figures. Great. They were sent to me as a gift. But yeah,
it's the hair with the Lala Ward figure. It just isn't right.
There we go. Oh my God! So Sergeant Benton, obviously. We've got Tom Baker's Doctor, whose face looks absolutely awful, but look at that, the detail. Actually, it is but again, you would buy this. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
It's a very unusual choice for a figure, I would think.
Yeah.
Terror as Icons.
I tell you, it's. I don't know now how. I don't know. Now this, I love the TARDIS. I love any.
Yeah, it's an absolute good remake of the TARDIS, and it fits that era nicely.
Yeah,
where it came from.
And his doll, yeah. Again, the face isn't great, but I'd buy that. Look at that. I love that. I've always loved his jacket. I know Jodie Whittaker's costume designer tried to rip off his jacket.
Yeah.
But that's that's far more superior, that jacket. Actually, they have got a picture of Jodie Whittaker in a kind of Peter Davison inspired costume. And even I have to admit, it looks very impressive. All the costumes they did actually are kind of where they put her in female proper female clothes, inspired by the other Doctors. And I have to say, some of them she did look well in, but they were never going to do that with her Doctor. But look at that TARDIS.
TARDIS is pretty fine, I would think.
Here's the thing, don't tell the wife I have a bit of a TARDIS. I love my TARDIS. Yeah. So then we've got the Daleks Collector set number 3. We've already kind of seen these. These are the
Evil of the Daleks one.
Yeah, and fantastic. And then we've got these
evil. You've got an Evil of the Daleks one there, and you've got one from the Chase there, or from the Dalek Master.
You're right. It was the Chase. You're right.
Yeah. No. I think that one's from the Dalek Master Plan, because it's got the flamethrower.
Yeah, you've got one is from the Chase. You're right. One is from the Chase, the black one, and the other one from the Dalek Master Plan. You were spot on both of them. You didn't know which order they were, but you were pretty. Yeah, you were spot on, man. And look at this. Sorry to do this to you because it's been
no, that talking frog.
Just remember this.
Yeah, it looked like a puppet. One of these puppets.
It still looks that awful. Look.
Yeah.
Doctor Who fans bemused that episode featuring a talking frog. No, we weren't. We were actually outraged, and well, I suppose we were taking the pee, but yeah. Ed Hoyam, remember. And by the way, if Series 13 does go ahead, Chris Chibnall has not learned his lesson. You'd think after the abominations that man has written for the era so far, that he wouldn't get him back, but apparently he is slated to come back. Oh, yeah. But yeah, sorry for doing that to you. Right, I didn't mean. Did I actually even share that talker frog? Maybe I just. If I did, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. But yeah, that's what this era has become. And you know what people will say? Oh, but you're slagging talking frogs and sheets and all this when you had this, that, back in the day. But back in the day, they had limitations. You had limitations. Listen, the Yaddy posts, even though I thought they were a bit stupid, were cute, and it actually made sense how they came about. You know, when you have a Bating and its only goal is to eat metal.
Yeah, it was a bit silly, that thing.
Like,
it's like a rip-off of the
that was an adipose on crack cocaine, by the way. That's what that was. That's an adipose after 2 weeks of taking crack cocaine and all the stuff that you could take, and that's what ends up happening, going on a metal fetish on a spaceship. I remember one thing about Whittaker's era that we all know. There was no actual real danger in our era. None of our companions were never really in danger during Series 11. And if you look at Series 12 on a whole, they were never really in danger there either. Look, this whole era is a joke. Chris Chibnall's a joke. His writing laugh for jokes. Everybody connected to this series is a joke. And everybody connected to this series, including the actors and actresses' careers. I think that's why Bradley Walsh is going to announce that he's leaving, by the way. He is going to go because he's not going to hurt his career any further. And Tolson Cole, we know, is gone. He won't want to hurt his career either. Doctor Who right now will hurt your career because of what Chris Chibnall has done.
Yeah, but you can look at the expressions in Bradley Walsh. He looks unhappy all the time. He doesn't look happy.
Actually, Ian is in the chat. Ian, as you are the expert on these new releases, in the chat there, if you could tell us, and I'll read your comments out, if you could tell us which ones you would recommend that people buy and which ones you're impressed with and which ones you're not actually impressed with, if you don't mind. And then we'll leave it at that because we've actually ran, normally these shows are supposed to be an hour and a half. We've already went an hour and 10 minutes over that, but that's because it was a great one tonight. And listen, they'll go on for as long as,
No, you could let me go and you could bring Ian on if he's got StreamYard.
Actually, if you want to come on real quick 10 minutes, I'm going to finish up in 10 minutes time. If you want to actually come on and let people know, I still think I have your email address from the last time. Let me know there in the chat real quick. So John, you could hang on there if you want to, though. I mean, we're finishing up anyway, so
okay.
The last guest normally stays with me until I leave anyway, because I normally kind of finish straight away. Okay, I'll send you the email now. Right. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, whoa, whoa. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. That song
because it's Ian that gets the pictures and has to review them.
Yeah, he gets to review them. He actually
Yeah.
gets sent some sometimes as well. Actually, they tried to cancel. They tried to get him. They start all the bots and all. They started to harass the people that give Ian the opportunity to do this. To basically say, here, are you going to let him say what he's saying and all this? I don't think you should be letting him review stuff when he doesn't like Jodie Whittaker and all of this rubbish. He's a reviewer. When he reviews stuff, he keeps his personal feelings aside for that. So I just want to. I just seen a comment in there. So Noel's getting ready to finish. So we might be done by midnight. Then no, we're definitely finished as soon as Ian comes on. Ian, I've sent you that link, mate. See you in the morning for Derelict Invasion. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, Lee is heading off. Good night, Lee. Have a good one. We're just waiting on Ian now. I think he might be just setting up because we kind of asked him on the go there. So he's probably getting his computer and all. So we will give him a few minutes. But while we're waiting on him, is there anybody you want to plug your own channel? Do all the usual stuff there, Real Super Doctor.
Well, I've got a Twitter. I've got a YouTube account. That's basically it.
There you
Not
go.
doing anything more.
See that you asked Super John to do something, right? Promote himself, and it's literally bang, bang, done.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ian, it's probably just in case you haven't received the email. I don't know why I didn't just put the link in the bloody the chat for you. So I'll do that. Make it a little bit easier for you. There you go, Ian. The link is in the chat right now. And Daniel has put your channel also up on. Oh, there he is now. Right, we've got him. So let's see what Ian opinions are on the new figures that have been released. Which ones he would recommend, and which ones he wouldn't. I don't know if he actually doesn't recommend that. It's probably unfair to say he probably would recommend them all anyway, but you never know. He might, even though he does collect, he'd still be, he's still gonna have an opinion. He's still allowed an opinion, I think. So let's see. Right, we'll bring him on. Hey, Ian, it's been a while.
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, how are you? Firstly, because it has been a while. Because I know you've been getting the last time we spoke. Actually, a few days after that, you were getting a bit of grief. People were trying to get you removed from kind of reviewing this stuff, which is absolutely ridiculous. Your personal opinions about this era have no bearing on any review of any figure you've done. As far as I can see with the videos I've watched and the videos that people have watched, yeah, when it comes to giving opinions on the toys, you will give your opinions. Yeah, have you done videos messing around with the toys? Of course you have. Why not? You can do whatever you bloody hell want after you review them. You can do whatever you want. But saying that these new figures released, I've seen a mixed. Now I have to be honest. I've seen your post up on Facebook as well, but I have seen a quite mixed review of these. What's your opinion?
Yeah, they are mixed. There are mixed reviews. I'll give you the rundown. So, the best of the bunch to the weaker ones. But I'm going to start with one I'd say in the middle, which is good and bad. Well, it's good and weak. This is the Terror of the Zygon set. So you've got that fourth Doctor figure in the Camo Shatner, I think it's called Hat and Scarf, which is nice, and people have been wanting that for years, and a new sculpt of the face, which is a bit weird looking. I'm just looking at a picture now. But you've then got Benton again, which of course he was in it, but there's a mistake. is Sergeant Benton. He's got 3 stripes, but that story he was called a warrant officer. So it's a different thing altogether. I can't remember now. Someone told me yesterday. It's a different crest. I've seen pictures of it. He has it more on his sleeve. Anyone who knows about the army or military will be able to tell you. They shouldn't have the 3 stripes. Now, I did speak with guy in charge, Al. I texted him because he's a mate of mine. I said to him, just one thing, and he realised that he's made a mistake. Next thing, which people are having a laugh over, which is really does stick out like a sore thumb, is the other unit soldier, which is basically from the last set that is released, the unit set, which is Captain Yates. They put a moustache on him.
Yeah.
People are having a laugh at that because
he looks ridiculous. He looks
that's
like
the weakest.
Or something.
No, that's the weakest. That's kind of a weak point.
So are they the only things that you have that people have a problem with? Are they happy with the rest of them, or is there other?
Oh, they are happy with that set. I mean, they find it more of a laugh than anything.
Yeah.
And the Tom Baker Romana, now from the companions of the 4th Doctor and 3rd and 4th Doctor, Romana 2 is very nice, based on Clara of Kroll. That's one of the Key to Time stories. That I did not know was coming, and that is. I had a quick look at the actual photo of her in that story, and yeah, I think it's very good. And the other Romana I knew was coming. It's a repaint of the last one, but I don't mind that because I do that. All 3 companies do that. This is based on her appearance in the Horns of Nimon, and that was been one of my favourite outfits of hers. She's in like a riding outfit, boots, and a red jacket. So that's nice. Sarah Jane figure, I don't personally have a problem with it. I like it because it will go with the 3rd Doctor's TARDIS from Monster of Peladon because it's based on that story. However, it's not right because her jacket was different. It wasn't like buttoned over that way. The jacket is kind of inaccurate, but that's me a minor thing. I like that one.
Right.
The modern lot, Ryan, Gaz, and Graham.
Yeah.
Again, simple repaint. I just think the likeness of Mandip Gill, all of them is excellent. I mean, especially Austin Cole.
I said Austin Cole stood out. I actually didn't. Like, you could tell it's a Yazdal and you could tell it's Graham. But if I was to be super critical, I would have to say the other 2 are not as well done as the Tolson Cole one. Because Tolson Cole one, it definitely looks like it's like looking at Tolson Cole. The space is spot on.
Yeah. I mean, I always say this for character options. If you think about how big a human is, like me or you or anyone in the chat, to get us down to size to look like us is amazing. I always think, but that looks like him. Now, if you want that, if you like them figures or companions, they're good. TARDIS is nice. It's very nice. And that 5th Doctor is nice because the trousers look a bit more accurate and the whole outfit looks better. The TARDIS is, if you wanted to be nitpicky, it's not 100% accurate, but then character are not going to just do a different one with, sometimes the lock used to change or otherwise the colour is fine. Somebody who's a bit more expert on TARDISes on Facebook told me the signage might be a bit out, but to me it's from the Visitation and the lamp is spot on, absolutely 100% accurate. The lamp,
you're a stickler for that, aren't you?
I like all the TARDISes. Of course, it would be lovely if it was electronic, but then you'd be paying a lot more money. I mean, you think about it, for 20 quid, 1999 to be exact, you're getting a TARDIS and a figure. Other sets you get 3 figures, so they're all pretty good. If you want to be nitpicky, there are all repaints of the last set. Apart from the Tom Baker figure and the Davison one. Well, the Davison one to be honest, is a reprint because many years ago, God, I can't remember, it came in a set with the Ainley Master figure, which was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive through Forbidden Planet or Underground Toys, and that came out many years ago. So to buy that now on Facebook, it's cost a lot. So that's a nice. Those that missed out on it, it's nice to have the hatched one in his season. What was it, 1920? Yeah, season 19 and 20 outfit. So yeah, that's a positive one. So yeah, so the weakest I would have to say is the Zygon set.
Right.
Because of the Yates and Hinton should not have 3 stripes. That's a minor thing. I mean, they're all good. And of course, I better mention the Daleks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Daleks. The Daleks are fine. They are all re-releases. I'm just trying to see if I've got a picture of them to hand. I'll just get one up now.
Just briefly, are you going to invest in all of those figures?
Right, to be honest, and it's not mean I'm tight, because I'm going away for a few days next month, and of course Christmas is not far away. To splash out on all of them would be expensive. I don't know if I'm going to get any sample sets to review. They haven't said anything yet. They said they're not sure yet. So I will invest in. I will get the companions of the 4th Doctor. This is my one. And the 3rd and 4th Doctor. I will get the Zygon set. I will get the Tardis set. Them 3 for definite. I won't buy Graham, Yaz, and Ryan set for the simple reason I already got that set, which I won. And you can have a look at it because I just. Guy that played the Jadoon, the giveaway.
Yeah, so you basically already have them.
I got them, and as you know, Noel, I am not a fan of the 3 of them. I mean, apart from Bradley Watch, but I won the set, so.
So you actually have it, yeah. So,
and it's signed by.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
So I haven't opened it yet. I do want to. So that's. I've got them already. So all I'm happy with as a collector, I have her companions to go with her. I won't buy. If I got them for free, fine, but I don't want to buy them. I won't buy them. That is for definite. I'm not buying them because I don't care for them, and I've got them once, and I don't need them again.
Yeah.
As for the Daleks, right? The first one, the blue one, the blue and silver with gold bands. Now that's the same as the movie type Dalek. Yeah. It was the one we did years ago to get round it, and it used to be a talking one. So that's just, they're all re-releases. Case one is just a new repaint. The Dalek Master Plan was part of a set that came with a set called Enemies of the First Doctor or something years ago with the flamethrower. It's a nice Dalek though, because a lot of people wouldn't have got that, so it's a great opportunity to get it. And the one on the right, which is the Supreme Dalek from the case and the Dalek Master Plan, only was released in 2003 as part of a Toys R Us set exclusive. So I've already got those 4, so I can leave them out if I've got to buy them, because with Christmas coming. But I do think it's good that character are re-releasing all these the Daleks, because a lot of new fans, of course, missed out on them. They were released years ago.
Yeah, so I agree with you. It does give those the opportunity that haven't ever had the opportunity to get these. I agree.
And these new ones, though, I mean, there's nothing I would say definitely wrong with them. Some of the weaker sets. The Tardis is always popular. I mean, the 2nd Doctor's Tardis, I think, is practically sold out now. The 5th Doctor's Tardis will be a seller. the companions will. I don't know how each one sold, but from my views and some other people have told me, this isn't a fact. Nobody scream at me because this is what I've seen and others have commented. I've not twisted their arm.
Well, you're kind of in the know person because you do review these. So if we were to anybody,
these are known as what you would call a peg warmer. They've been set. When I got when I bought the History of the Daleks set 1 a few weeks back in the B&M, they had most of the set. They had 13 unit sets left on the shelf, but they had 21 of the companions of the 13th Doctor. And others have told me in B&Ms they've seen a lot of the new Who companions, well, Jodie's companions.
I want to put this question to you though, because I have to be fair. A lot of the Jodie Whittaker supporters though would say to that is that, yeah, you are going in at a time where they've probably already sold a lot of these figures and they've just restocked the shelves.
Yep, that's what I've been said. Now, there's a chap on Facebook. It's in the group. I won't mention his name because he's a fair bloke. Because Anthony Fagan. Because what Anthony does for fans that can't get to a B&M, he will go and get them for him. He takes orders and he doesn't make a profit. All he wants is the cost of the postage and the cost of the item.
Wow, I didn't know. I might get in touch with him myself actually.
Because he will go. You tell him what you want, and he will go and buy. He's in touch with the B&M, so he will buy him. You know, in bulk, he pays the full price, and he just sends them out for you. So all you need to do is pay him the cost of postage and the cost of the item.
So he's not actually looking for extra cash like some of these other tools.
No, he doesn't. So, for example, you wanted this one. You charged $19.99 plus whatever the postage was.
Oh, I just wanted for the Jadoon because the Jadoon is not on its own, and I actually want the Jadoon. I actually like the Jadoon. So you don't do a Jadoon on its own, so that's why I don't buy that. The other two figures, I'll give them away to someone. I'll give them to Ted. Ted will chew on.
Oh dear.
I just want the Jadoon. That's all. I might keep Tolson Cole actually because I do like Tolson Cole, but the plank, I'll just give the plank to Ted.
No. You are. Have you not tried eBay? I've just gone onto eBay.
Yeah.
There you go. June figure, 4 days left, 13 hours. Starting price of £1.30.
For
I don't want to go to Ireland, but you couldn't find a June. Shouldn't be too expensive.
With all the part of the shipping cost, man, I'd probably be better off buying the B&M set. It'd be cheap.
That's true. Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, Anthony, what I'm trying to say about Anthony is, he's told me in a message that he's gone to the B&Ms because, of course, he keeps buying the stuff, sending it out, and he said he's seen on the shelf the 2 companions and the Jadoon sat on the shelf, but he says no one wants to believe him, or they just keep on saying that. He doesn't like the current series. He won't even watch it.
Well, you see, it's because people of the current series that don't like the current series are highlighting this is why they won't actually believe it. But I keep telling them, go in and see for yourselves, but then they will put up photographs themselves, and you can clearly see that the shield away from the other stuff and try to make out, and you can clearly see that they've moved stuff around, even in videos that they put up. It's ridiculous.
Sorry. No, I have to read this out loud. I love this comment I've just seen in chat. Mandeline says, Lee Halford, can we use the TC, that's the Master's weapon, on Chibnall, to shrink him down?
I don't think anybody buy his figure though, Madeline. So
no. Well,
thing on the
sorry, no. Just a point. I don't know if they will because they didn't release last year's Big Finish and Dalek sets. But I tell you what, I'll keep an eye out because they just might, with the new figures coming out in 2 weeks, just might reduce the older sets.
Oh, lovely. Let me know.
So if they do, I will let you know because we're out week commencing 5th of October, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Monday week.
Right, well, let me know.
If I hear of anything on the through the net, I will shout you a message. I will say, look, they've gone down because what they did last year it was weird because they reduced them down to £8 from 19.99.
Wow.
So they didn't do it. We were hoping, a lot of us, before these were released, the last lot that came out in June, or no, it was not June, or end of August, September when they come out. We thought they would have reduced rather the third Doctor's Tardis that come out before lockdown in March, and the second release of the Big Finish Dalek sets, but they didn't for some reason. They kept them at full price. So we thought then, I thought that was probably because after losing money in the lockdown, they want to get their money back. They might reduce them. I will keep an eye out for you. So don't buy anything yet, Noel.
No,
just keep an eye out.
I will.
Because I can pick it up for you. If I do see it and it goes down in price, it'll be £8, and I can pick it up for you. Then we can all talk about it over to you.
We'll have to set up PayPal or whatever. We'll get.
Yeah, but just keep an eye. I'll keep an eye out for the time being.
Thanks very much.
Because you don't know. You just don't know.
No, you're right. I'm coming up to Christmas as well, especially when they do have new stuff. The old merchandise does seem to come down in price. Not all.
Yeah, because we'd want to clear the shelves. Because now my B&M, my local one,
was
useless. They had no stock. They never got any in. Like I went to a different one to get the one I wanted. But, here's an annoying thing about B&M. Now, if you go on the phone, or if you've got an app, and you look up Doctor Who, you won't find anything to do with Doctor Who. If you go onto their website, the same thing. Which is, I don't understand it, because these are their exclusives.
Yeah, it is a bit strange that they make all of these, put the effort in, and then they don't actually promote it. But yeah, I wish they'd open up a couple of stores here in Ireland, especially in Dublin. Because if they did, then because listen, there is a fairly big Irish Doctor Who community. Obviously, it wouldn't be as big as you guys in the UK or anywhere else in the world, but there's still enough of us to even justify one of these shops being opened up in Dublin City.
Well, yeah, they might. I mean, of course, COVID has had an impact on everything. I mean, when I came to Manchester 12 years ago from London. Now in London there was no B&Ms or anything nearby. I never heard of them, and over the years they have expanded. So yeah. Now I've just gone onto eBay to look up that set, the one I showed you a moment ago in the box, and this is the stupid prices people are all charging: £29.99.
Wow!
Now, or best offer. £20, that's fair enough, but then £33.50. You get a rocker for them three.
They're getting greedier and greedier.
See, this is the thing. You'll see Pete, but this does happen, and as Ian does deal with this, he'd know more than I would. But I do know that this actually happens because it's been spoke about on forums, and it does get spoke about on Twitter and Facebook as well. You get people that will be waiting. And when these new releases are released, they'll buy in bulk and then they'll sell them online for maybe 3 times the price that they've been advertised. And why do they do it? Especially with the classic stuff, right? Because they know the classic stuff will sell out. So they'll just hang on and wait because they know there's a demand for it. So they will see that people are looking for this. Oh, I've missed out on this. Does anybody have it? And then someone say, oh yeah, talk to this guy. He sells them. And then he'll say, yeah, it's 3 times the price that you would have paid. But some people do pay it because they are collectors and they want them so bad.
Yeah, I don't know why, because, you should ask fans to pick them up for them. I mean, there is one guy, I can't remember his name, John somebody, I've kicked him out of the groups, but he is a sod. He will boast about it. What he does is he goes and buys them. Now, he doesn't just buy 1 or 2 or 5. He buys, now, like a big shopping trolley in a supermarket, he buys a trolley full that is full, overflowing with them. and he posts pictures online posting about it.
Well,
And then he'll sell it on. I just hope that.
And I just want to make this clear, and you know the situation because obviously he's in your group. But I just have to say I don't know this person, and what Ian is saying is because he's experienced it. So I just want to make that clear because Ian, I'll be accused of saying, "Oh, I've let you come on here and name and shame people." I'm making it clear.
No,
You've experienced
he
it.
needs to be named and shamed. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name because he does not. It's hard on the fans because therefore you go to your B&M thinking, "Oh, great, I'm going to buy the Doctor Who set today."
Lee wants to know what B&M is. Lee Halford wants to know what B&M is.
Oh God, I don't know what they stand for, but it's kind of a bargain.
Hold on,
They sell all sorts of things.
I'll Google it real quick. Hold on, we'll see what I'll see what the
it sells all things like garden stuff and toiletries, toys, gifts, Christmas stuff, Easter stuff, lights, garden stuff. It's a general store.
Right, B&M stands for bargains and more. There you go, bargains and more. So it's as easy as that. Bargains and more. So there you go. That's what it's called. Yeah, they don't have any over here in Ireland anyway.
No, it's a shame.
I don't know. They might have some up in Northern Ireland, but they definitely don't have.
There is one in the north. Yes, there is one up in the north.
Which it's a pity they didn't have one here down in Dublin because.
But
even
never say never.
Listen, I'd be in there. I'd be in there every week. I really would. Listen, if everybody thinks Gary's wall is mad with all the toys that he has, my whole house would be full of them, and she'd kill me, by the way, for doing that. But that's what I would do. I really would. But I've got as much as I can collect now. And
yeah. Talking about something you said about, as a collector.
Yeah.
When I won this off the guy that played the Jadoon, there was a comment on Twitter. Why bother, mate? He said to the bloke. He hates the series. He hates this. So be wasted. He's only going to make fun of it. That was the reply, and I said, I told him to piss off.
Even though you don't like the figures, you'll keep them. You'll keep them and you'll display them because.
Yeah, because I said to people, I posted tweets and Facebook about this, and people liked it. I said, "You never heard of being a collector?" For example, we all know the Paradigm Daleks.
Yeah, nobody likes them.
I have them all in the 5-inch range. I have the lot. I don't like them. I have them because I'm a collector. Exactly. It's the same as Jodie's Doctor. I don't like her Doctor at all. I have all her figures.
Yeah, and our Tardis. I know. You do. Listen, nobody can like criticize you, but you do get some stick, and it's horrible the stick that you do get.
Well, the biggest stick. Sorry,
there's an account out there that targets us all, including yourself. It's actually quite pathetic. But listen, keep doing what you're doing. Keep knocking out of the park with your videos. And listen, whenever there's any more announcements, and you do your own video first. If you want to come on here then and actually talk about the releases and give us a bit of background and information like you've done tonight, I would really be up for that and be grateful. It's been a while since we had you on. Missed having you on, by the way. So thank you for. Anybody or say one last thing before you go, because I really do have to finish up because we've gone over the 3 hours.
Well, I wanted to show you something because I know you wanted to see it. I'm just going to grab one of those Daleks. That was the.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Over here.
See all these Tardis is there, though, folks. Look, look there. See them. Look at them all.
There we go.
Good collection.
Collection. Right here, we'll give a big screen. Hold on, we'll give you a big screen in.
Movie style Dalek that they just released. It's a character options exclusive online, and it will not be released again.
Does it have
the only reason they released the only reason they managed to release these movie type Daleks is because BBC hired them after the movie had finished making, and in this 1960 or was it 65 Story of the Chase, we used for crowd scenes in the jungle on Mechanus.
Have they got wheels on them?
Sorry?
Do they have wheels on them?
Oh yeah, they've got the wheels.
Wow.
But the BBC do not own the rights to movie Daleks. That's owned by Warner Brothers Studio Canal.
Wow.
But the reason characters they could release them because the same with that one that's coming out, the little one, which is because it was used in a crowd scene on the Dalek spaceship minus base. So you had it's like minus. If you take it's hard to imagine the Dalek without a base.
Yeah,
that was it. You can see it in the crowd scene, and then later on in the jungle, they weren't moving; they were just in the background, but you could see.
How they got around that one for the simple fact it's got the red lights and all. That see that dark. Yeah, don't even go there. I'd buy every single Dalek. If I had the money, I'd buy every single one in existence that they have, and I'd have a room just full of Daleks. That one there especially. I love that one. I love the little red headlights on it. I just love everything about it.
Yeah. It'd be good to have the black one and the silver ones and the gold.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If I spin around there, you should look. There you go, Daleks.
Oh, for feck's sake. Look at all that. Yeah. Ian is not a Doctor Who fan. Ian is a Doctor Who hater. Ian doesn't buy any.
And look, there's some more up the top, the big ones. Look.
Oh, he's even got the British one as well with the flag. The Union Jack. Brilliant. Oh, Ian, as always, man, I love the fact that you come on tonight. You and Charlotte and a couple of others just have been actually. It's been a nice little stream. Plenty of positivity as well. See, we don't just talk all of the crap. We do talk positive stuff as well. I love it. But Ian, thanks for sharing that with us, and thank you for the information as well. And hope to see you on again soon, mate. We do a lot more of these. It'll be great because people.
I'll keep an eye out, though. I said I'll keep an eye out.
No problem. I'm on Twitter all the time. Anyway, I'm pretty sure. You let me know when you do, man. We'll sort something out because
Retro Dicky, I need to do a virtual tour. Yeah, well, I got to have. It's time for a bit of reorganisation of the shelves before Christmas. You know what, Noel? I will be honest with you. It's one job I hate doing because it takes a whole day.
I say it does. I say it bloody.
And then you might get them all lined up. All perfect, and then you just knock one, and if it goes like dominoes, dum 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 dum, and you go no, and then you start another hour, another 2 hours, and you just get it done, and then another one falls over.
But once it's done, and you're happy with it, all your hard work.
So I very rarely take them out, dust them once in the blue moon because it's just a hassle. Tardises are not bad. I need to be dusting them soon. Look, all along there.
Yeah, which are two Guinness Book of records above your head as well.
My goodness.
Yeah, apparently, but if you were to listen to everybody on Twitter, Ian is not a Doctor Who fan. See, this is what I say. These people say a lot of things about people, and people believe them. But then when they go and check out their channels and see it's all bull. Fair play to what you do, Ian. Never stop doing what you're doing.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm reading the comments. Lee Halford, this is Dalek porn, and then disaster areas. But Lee Halford, your plunger is rising. What the hell are they on?
But you see, this is what it's about. Look at the joy on Ian's face. You can hear that I'm actually having a good time, and so is John. That is having a great time. We see that related to Doctor Who, especially stuff like that. That's what it's all about. That's what being a fan is all about. And looking at Ian being proud of his collection and showing us stuff, that's another thing to be proud of as well. So again, as I said, man, you keep doing what you're doing. You do your videos and never let anybody put you down in this fandom. You're a credit to this fandom. You're an absolute legend. And you know what? Those world records are well deserved. And every time you show me that, Derek, I just want it. I just want to be able. Do you know what I want to do? And it sounds bad. I wish that the computer screen, that we had the technology where I could just put my hand through the computer screen and grab it off you for teasing.
Yeah, sure you could. Transmat it like the Star Trek, you know.
That is seriously, that is one of the, I love. It's the color. It's everything about it. I just love it. Don't break it, man.
No.
Treat that like a baby.
You've seen the bigger version. You've seen the bigger version of it, the talking one.
Don't do that to it. Go easy on it, man. Oh yeah, that'll be wrapped up in a blanket and everything. Don't treat that with respect.
Yeah, little darling. Have you seen? I've got to show you this before I go. You want to see? That's an impressive Dalek. Wait till you see this one. Have to see this one now.
Here.
Oh wow!
Last time we had him on here, he showed us he had a radio controlled.
Oh yeah, big one, and the cat.
Big one.
Here we go. You ready for this thing? This is a thing. I only got it because, as you said, I'm a collector. Thing.
Right, hold on. I'm going to remove the two of us, so I'll leave you on screen so we can get a good close look at this thing. Right, let's see.
It's the Jodie Dalek. I tell you one thing, it's more impressive than the actual prop. Because I think now, if I can get it right, it does have a extra feature, but you've got to learn how to. There it goes. Inside, I shall pull. You just pull it out, and then you look. You have the mutant.
Okay. I have to say it does look, and
yeah,
and even the Funko Pops one look better than the actual one that they used in the TV show.
I mean, compare.
Yeah, if you ask me which one I'm always going to pick over the two, the one that you have in your left hand. You just dropped the Whittaker one. Yeah. But I have to be honest now. I'm not going to sit here and criticize it. I'm going to say, actually, even the way it twists around, the way you were actually doing it, it looks like there's nothing cheaped out on it. It looks, as I said, the toy itself looks impressive. But I still don't like the tin head part. That's what throws me off.
no.
I don't like it. It looks like a bit like a 60s Dalek toy. I don't like it at all because they've got a black one in the next episode. And it's just awful. The whole story was rubbish.
Yeah.
I had to get it, though. I tell you, these are selling out now, but I had to get it because it's part of the collection.
That's what you do. It doesn't matter if you dislike something. If you're a collector, you're going to collect it. That's what you do. And that's why I'll always say people will criticize people like you, but they're very quick to shoot their mouths off. He's a collector. It doesn't matter if he likes or dislikes something. For example, I'll tell you now. For example, I'm a Star Trek fan, right? And there was a monthly magazine, right, over here in Dublin, and every month they gave you a different ship, right? That was part of the universe, right? And then I got to the stage where I got the Force magazine and it told me future ones, right, that were coming. And I think the last three that they had, I just didn't like these ships at all. But I still got them. Because I wanted to complete the collection. What's the point of starting a collection if you're only going to do half of it and not do the rest of it because you don't like a certain character? If I collected Doctor Who dolls as much, figures as much as Ian and the much memorabilia as he does, even though I don't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor or the rest of the characters, if they released figures, I would buy them because I'm a collector. In a few years' time, give them to the kids. You know, they can do what they want with them then if they choose to keep them. And maybe in a few decades' time, that whole collection is worth a few quid. So it's a financial bit of security for, say, family members in the future. You know what I mean? There's a lot more than just collecting stuff. You know, these people that are collecting like Ian are thinking of the future as well. And there's a lot of stuff that he would have in his collection even today that is worth a few quid. You know, so to him, when he bought it at the time, obviously he wasn't thinking that he was a collector, but also he probably was. He was a genuine fan, so he bought it for the love of the stuff. The other stuff, like as he says, particularly this era, he might be a fan particularly of this era. Doesn't mean he dislikes everything from this era, by the way. Actually, is there any figure or any villain or any character that appeared in the series 11 or 12 that you would actually like to see as a figure that you'd actually go out and buy because you actually like that character? Or have I put you on the spot and the answer is going to be no?
Coin a phrase from Little Britain. Computer says no. No. Oh yes, there is. Sorry, there would be. Of course, there is. There is. Master.
Sasha Dewan's Master.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would take a Cyberman.
And a Cyberman. Which one now? The new
Lone
one?
Cyberman. I can't see them. Lone Cyberman I would take, and the new Cybermen, and I would take Dr. Ruth if they did her. But this is where I say but they won't. I don't think they will do, because somebody even told me recently, the other day, I wasn't aware of, the Jodie figure is made up of
it's made up of
no, it's made up of I didn't know that. It's made up of Martha, even with Martha parts, which I did not know of. You see, none of the figures.
Look at the face. They're using Tennant's face on the doll. I've seen it. It's
the face is new. The face is new, and the way it's attached to the body is quite good. Actually, it's the best one because you've got a full range of movement because it's like a little peg. The others are just basically side to side, where she can move that way, look upwards, look up. So that I like. But I'm just saying, all the new figures that you just see coming out, like for example, Sarah Jane figure that is coming out in a couple of weeks, that was released in September, no, August rather. That is a repaint of Martha from The End of Time. Romana 1 and Yaz use the same body.
Right. It's mad how they do it, isn't it? But I said it's mad how they do it, but you can kind of understand it because it does cut a lot of cost, doesn't it?
Yeah, when I say to people, I said I don't mind what parts they reuse as long as accurate. This is the point where people wanting something like totally new, but unless they can reuse body parts, they won't do it. So, for example, Megan in her air hostess outfit, they won't do that one because they can't manage to match up body parts to make it. Same as the Ainley Master. They only did him in the suit because it would cost to make a whole new body. So if they can reuse parts, they will. Like, Romana 2, that figure is made up from Sarah Jane Adventures figure of Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
So that's what they do. I don't mind. I mean, what they've got on offer is great. But it just comes to a point where, well, how much more can you reuse before
you have to make exactly.
I mean, Did you ever? I didn't watch it, no. But did you ever watch that ITV sci-fi thing, Primeval?
Yeah, I did. The dinosaurs. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Now that character options made action figures from. So now that's what they use to make Doctor Who ones. They use the reparts and spare parts and things like that.
All right.
No, on some of them as well. So it's just a shame because years ago, when David Tennant was the Doctor, and even Matt Smith, they were making new figures all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm not grumbling because it's great that we're getting them. I mean, it's sad in a way that we won't get some ones we need. Like for the Fifth Doctor, he's got no companions at all, but he's got Perry from his last two stories, but we haven't got Tegan, Nissa, Adric, or Turlo.
Yeah.
They'll only do them if they can find spare parts to use to match them up. Something I wanted to touch on. You said I got criticised, for what I say and things like that. Just because they are a bunch of shadows. Because remember that picture I did? I'm trying to see if I've got it here. I don't know if you can see it, but it'll interfere because I can only show it to you on my phone. One of Missy giving Jodie a whack.
I've seen that.
When I posted that on Twitter,
that they wanted to try cancel it over, and then
they went absolutely ballistic. They rang up the toy company character options to complain about me.
Yeah,
my God. Said to me, I didn't think about it. I was fuming, but when somebody said to me, "Hang on a minute, you don't work for the toy company," I thought, "Of course I don't. I can say what I like." So I thought, "Here's my argument. Fuck them. I can post what I like." This is what they have become. I'm not going to get into about her, but they've become so obsessed with her. You can't even have a joke. And I mean, it just went crazy. One person said, "You should be setting a better example for kids following you." Oh, wow. It's a joke. It's too.
Listen, I don't blame Jodie Whittaker for her fans. I'm not blaming her for her fans. I will say some statements that she has made has probably helped to get these fans to defend her a lot more vigorously. But it's not her fault. They take it upon themselves. I mean, they're responsible for their own actions, just like Jodie Whittaker is responsible for what comes out of her mouth. But she can't be held responsible for other people's actions. And I don't think she would be impressed, to be quite honest with you, if she knew that this was going on in her name, the type of abuse that goes on, the targeted harassment, the blatant slanderous stuff. I mean, for a YouTuber, a big YouTuber like Mr. Tardis Reviews, to actually come out and said that I wished all Chinese people dead, and that I have anti-Semitic stuff on my videos is absolutely slanderous, to say the least. And I mean, if anybody has watched my channel, I don't even need to say anything. You just watch my channel and make up your own mind. But for someone like him and someone that has as much influence as like him to come out and say something like that about me, a smaller YouTuber, is absolutely pathetic. I've got a screenshot anyway, because he'd probably realize after a while that he's made a mistake, because it is slanderous what he said, and I will be going further about it. Lee actually did bring up a very good point. I could actually sue him for what he just said. Especially, I did not wish the whole of the Chinese people dead. And I don't know where you're getting this anti-Semitic stuff from. Clearly, you don't watch my channel and see who my co-host is the weekend. But we won't say any more about that, because I'll be criticised for even bringing that up. But there you go. That's where we are in 2020. So yeah, I mean, listen, they throw a lot of mud around. Ian, my advice is to never stop what you're doing. As soon as you do, you've basically let them win. Listen, they celebrated my Twitter demise, or my so-called Twitter demise. There was like, seriously, there was literally a party. It's like
I
as if
know.
I had died. It was a party atmosphere, and then the disappointment an hour and a half later. Well, it was literally 3 minutes because it set up the new account, but within an hour and a half, I had my old account back, and they were literally devastated. They were devastated. Grow up. Grow up. I don't like it, but they're obsessed with the woman. But it's not Jodie Whittaker's fault. She's not responsible for the way these people behave. Yes, has her comments helped the situation? No, but how would she know? She wouldn't really know, you know what I mean? Because you see, she doesn't really interact with the fandom that much. So I'm pretty sure she's well aware of what goes on Twitter and in her name because her brother is on Twitter. So I'd say he's keeping her well informed what's going on. And I'm telling you now, no matter what you personally think about the woman playing the doctor, I can tell you now, she would be disgusted at the behavior and the tactics used by her so-called fans. And I wouldn't even call them fans. They're just obsessed. They're not fans. These are clearly
Well,
not.
I this way, no, sorry to interrupt you, but if she knows she's disgusted, well, then she could calm everything down by saying, open her mouth, because he was quick to go on when she just before started.
I
Whoever put her
know
up,
my
made
doctors.
and shame those that were against a female doctor.
Yeah.
And that was the worst thing she could do because that would just add fuel to the flame and cause the fight. Because all those that were pro her attacking all those that weren't. And that's not going to serve.
Exactly, that didn't help, and I think that was the catalyst, to be honest. But I don't think she knew. Was there any malice? Right, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no, not malice, but she should
And
be.
I honestly don't think there was on her part. No, I don't think it was. I think she genuinely thought she was doing this as a bit of a joke, and people would laugh it off. But it was a miscalculation from either herself or her PR people because it backfired spectacularly. And whether Jodie Whittaker fans like it or not, it did. But that was the moment for me when it started to turn. The fandom turned. Then it was open doors as soon as it was seen by her side of the fandom that he was coming out criticizing people that didn't like her casting. Then you're right, Ian. It gave them the opportunity then to go and do it. But she isn't responsible. She isn't responsible. People are responsible for their own behavior. Right?
Well, you know what Einstein said? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah. Exactly.
So she should be more aware. I mean, we all know that fan base can be mental on any sort of fans.
Yeah.
But, she is the face of the show.
Yeah.
So you should be careful. You know, they always say, mind your P's and Q's. Be careful what she says because that's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't business. So we're talking this evening to my friends. I said, they're not Doctor Who fans at all, but I said, what, he's my trainer as well as my best friend, and another woman was with us. And I said to her, I said, you can't mention anything against her without being called something or another. You can't.
Yeah.
I just am not going to watch the next episode at Christmas or New Year. I'm just going to give myself a nice time. I'm not going to get worked up over it. Because I'll probably scream at the telly, so I don't think I'll waste my energy. I'm coining the phrase, I'm out with the series until she goes.
Yeah.
It's the best way. It's the best way. And I shall return. As the first Doctor said, one day I shall come back. When I hear Chibnall's going and she's going, yep, yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, we'll see what happens after they leave. And with that, I'm going to have to leave it there because we have come up
Yes.
at the 4-hour mark now. So, Ian, before we go and Super John, I'll just give you one quick last chance to plug our channels, and then we're going to have to leave it at that. So, Super John, do you want to go first? Let everybody know where they can find you.
All right. I've got a Twitter account and I've got a YouTube account. You can come and subscribe to that. I have some videos on YouTube.
Fantastic. And check out his channel. The mods have been putting the channels up in the chat all night. So if there's anybody still about, because I know Friday Night Tights is already kicked off, so I know a couple of me moderators go over there. But if there's anybody still available here, if you could throw the channels up real quickly, I really appreciate that. Ian, knock yourself out. Let everybody know where they can find you. And,
I'm on Twitter. Ian O Time Lord. Also on Facebook, my name Ian O'Brien. I've got a couple of Doctor Who groups there, action figure group and a general one about the series. And also fairly new to it, I've got Instagram, which is Eni O'Brien, which is INYOBRIEN.
Oh, you've made yourself out. You've landed on Instagram, have you? I know that's one on myself is Instagram. Yeah, I heard it's a lot more peaceful. But if I went on it, I'd probably turn toxic. So I'll keep away. Because they always seem to follow me wherever I go. So if I go into Instagram, I'll probably ruin the platform. So I'll keep away from Instagram for now. So Instagram, where else can they find you?
Twitter, Ian Time Lord, or Ian O'Brien on Facebook.
Lovely. Fantastic. And with that, I just want to make sure that let's see if the channels have gone in. Yeah, Daniel is still here doing that for me now. And everybody in the chat, thank you very much for staying this whole time. Now we went over a little bit, but I hope you just have enjoyed it. Listen, we had a lot of different subjects that we spoke about tonight, different topics. Everybody seemed to be engaging very well in the chat as well. Thank you everybody for taking part in the chat and leaving these our comments, really great. And I want to thank all my guests, including the new guest. When we do get a new guest on, we like to make a big deal. So Josh, thank you again for coming on. Actually telling us your Peter Capaldi story got everybody a bit emotional. It just shows the quality of the man if he remembered your name after seeing hundreds of faces, after originally getting your name wrong the first time, then you told him what your name was, and then you went off and then he literally seeing hundreds of people and then remembered your name. That is just a class act. That's Peter Capaldi over and over, and that's what we miss with this current Doctor. We don't get that kind of warmth, unfortunately, and I don't know whether that's down to Chibnall or herself. She's just made that conscious decision, but for me, it was wrong. Should be engaging more with the fans, especially those fans that find it hard to accept. If you are more open with them, more willing to talk to them, there might be some sort of understanding there. But no, it's always being standoffish, and that's how I feel. And I'm going to leave it there. You can catch me tomorrow for we're doing the second Peter Cushing movie. So come and check us out. We'll be on at the usual time as the watch along. So it's 7 p.m. for that. And then Sunday, obviously, the watch alongs don't officially come back to next weekend. So Sunday, we'll have something planned on Sunday. We'll do something Sunday, but don't forget to catch us on Saturday. And then we're back next week then, and we'll have a lot more content. And don't forget to check out all the channels that we have mentioned. And for some years now, you can get over to Friday Night Tights and enjoy Gary's stream. Thanks for hanging on, guys. Really appreciate it. Ian, John, and all my guests, thank you. And I leave you with this trailer. And if you're looking for someone to do a bit of work, check out Lee, Problem Being, the guy for all your rebrand stuff if you need your channel rebranded. Right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a
Right, see you later.
bye bye.
See ya.
See you.
See ya.
See you. Take care, everybody.
Have a great weekend. See you. Bye bye.